Howdy folks, welcome to Adventures in Alberon, our 5th edition D&D campaign. I am Joe Treff, your Dungeon Master, and joining me this evening, I guess I could just throw it over to just one camera.
One cam tonight.
I have my friends. Oh man, it throws me off so much. I don't want to go Brenna.
I'm not Brenna. Brenna is a fictional character, sir.
Hannah, Kara, and Olive. And then also we will be having Matt and Dan joining us at some point. Dan is upstairs somewhere. That's just in the world. He's coming along. A couple of announcements before we do get started, though. First of all, we have a website, alberonrpg.com. Alberon RPG is also our handle on all the different social medias, Instagram, Twitter, etc., etc. Matt is in the driveway. He says in Twitch chat, not by text.
I'm Matt. What?
We also have... actually not a ton of announcements. We use Sirenscape, which is a digital tool set for music that you can hear this epic kind of fantasy soundtrack behind us. You can add music, sound effects, all kinds of things into your life. If you want a quick Wilhelm scream, you got one just at your fingertips. It's pretty fantastic.
The wah.
Which one?
The wah when Kevin really burns his bubbles.
But for whatever sound effects you want to your game, your life, Sirenscape is a great digital tool set that you can use. And with that, I can jump right into our recap. with roughly 50% of our players. Oh wait, 60%?
It's coming.
70%? We're sitting at 78%. Look at that. Welcome, Matt.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
He's holding Pocky, so all is forgiven.
Yeah, that's what I.
The
that's
good
what
ones.
I didn't see you there. I'm Matt.
Yeah.
I'm here
Oh,
for
yes, I would like a croissant.
Yeah, the croissants are
Very good.
some quality lamination. All right, so getting into our recap. Give me one moment here.
Really cutting it down past the wire.
The funny thing too is that Dan got here before you. He said he was going to be later.
Oh,
He got here
really?
Before you, but is now upstairs and is later than you technically.
Wait, like, I walked past him and just didn't.
You must have, because he got here before you by a bit.
Is he like upstairs? Because I didn't see him.
I think he's in his car getting his charger.
That's it.
This is really good content.
Hi.
Riveting stuff.
This is D&D.
Riveting stuff. Everyone.
We roll dice sometimes.
Yeah, once we get through like real life bullshit.
And obviously, an important announcement that I'm sure people put together. Alana is in California currently, and so not with us. That's why Kara is here. And then Tina is not with us. She's not feeling that great tonight, and so that is why Olive is here. So we have guest players.
This
who
is
will
where
be
Tina
introduced.
usually sits, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
This is something that we'll introduce as we get into the session. And we'll meet your characters at some point, presumably, unless you guys just really fuck off from
Yeah, you know what? We're not going to do the thing that we were planning on doing. Let's just go to a completely different continent, as we do.
For 3 hours.
I mean, again, you brought Gunther back into the equation, so anything could happen.
And guests. Last that we played, Glacial Duneth attuned, instead of to Brenna, this deep gnome, to Gunther, a significantly more chaotic, implies his mind, trying to get him to embrace this union. After coming to terms with this,
Not even.
after having this occur, you traveled to Kulturan by teleportation, using Karanza billows once again, very much like a taxi service. There, you discovered that the dwarves hailed Gunther as a hero, and watched as he got drunk as you navigated through the streets, people pushing beers and flowers and food into his hands. You entered into Dinman's ward, following the rusted walkways, the rustic rusted walkways, through a familiar path for Shay into the workshop of Gerard Dinman, aka the architect, this elf that had many influences across Alberon that you've come into contact with a couple of times. Past the portrait of the elf himself was the molten scar of the elemental deluge during the first age that was used to house the forge key. Though this arcane and ancient artifact was missing, you used the arcane source of fire itself, with Shay harnessing the energy. Dan was here before you. With Shay harnessing the energy of the breaker to sunder Glacial Duneth's grin, causing the spirit of the Black Death, Glacial Duneth, to disappear at least from this plane.
Oops.
Oh, jeez.
You discussed
It was a whoopsie.
It was a definite whoopsie.
binder in order to reforge the Staff of Twisted Fates, but remembered that it was currently full of none other than a dragon that could move like liquid silver. With that in mind, you then decided to wait the rest of the day until around 1 p.m. tomorrow, when Brenna's axe would be prepared. And that is where we begin our session. Give me just a minute.
I'm so excited.
Awful lot of oopsies happening.
You know,
Awful lot of big oopsies.
we took care of it for now.
Yeah, heard that one before.
This is the campaign 3S problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not even an us problem. It's somebody else's problem.
Tara.
Carrie had a really good
Thank you so much. I haven't had
How'd it
breakfast,
go?
lunch, or dinner.
That's not good.
You should eat food.
Yeah. Papa Reese's in there. At least.
Yeah, it's like a PB and chocolate
Not a
sandwich.
sponsor. Aga, Oakfeld, Brenna, the three of you, along with Shay and Eleanor, now are within this stone space. Massive, voluminous, this lift available to bring you down to the workshop below. At this moment, you have a little bit of time if there's anything that you wish to do prior to settling in, and then in the morning, going to pick up your axe.
Brenna's like vibrating with excitement. She's gonna want to head straight. Like she's gonna, if it were up to her, she would camp out outside the shop until it's ready.
Yeah.
So like, not really having anything else to do.
Okay, sure.
Probably spending what time we have trying to scour the workshop itself and see if there's anything specifically of like artificing that might be helpful for all of the things that we have to deal with in like a couple of days.
Sure. Make an investigation check.
While he's doing that, I want to see how my ants are doing.
Make
Priorities.
a handling check.
Weren't they all dead last time you
No.
checked?
No, Joey went
Oh,
over
right,
how
right,
many
yeah,
of them
yeah.
were dead.
Yes. It's the D100, right?
Yep.
Oh, fuck me. That's a natty 1 to start.
Oh.
For 12.
You begin to look around this place, and as you do, you can look over at Brenna. Brenna's vibrating, it's exciting. You have, you look over, and as you try to look at the ground and examine any signs of like movement, possible like shifts in the dust that would indicate like a hole underneath a wall to show you like a secret door, there are just ants. And you can look over, and Oakfeld is like holding his arm out, which is currently half wood, half skin, and there are just ants crawling all over him now. You kind of get frustrated with this, and that makes it hard to look. You don't find anything indicative of artificing here.
The deck is a bunch of ants.
Oh, with like a 17 plus like 10 or 12 or something ridiculously high.
Yeah. Looking at your
Trained
ants,
these ants. Fucking ant.
as they crawl up and down the wood of your arm, they're very healthy. They're relatively happy, if somewhat confused. They live in a world of darkness, and every now and then are brought out into the light. The temperature is rapidly different. You feel some confusion with them.
I'm their Melora.
I would say a little more chaotic than
just
that.
described
They're all
my-
really
my
concerned with their
life,
honor,
Joe.
though. So
Very honor bound is the thing they call me. But yeah, they seem to be doing pretty well. What was that?
Said you've just described my life.
Yeah, there you go.
Living in darkness, confusion, come out every couple of hours.
And when I worked on the overnight shift, that was my life.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else that you guys want to do? You can head back to Colteron without any issue. You know the way back. You can take the arc light. Is there...
Oh, I think Gunter would probably try to get some of them's apples.
Okay. So Gunter heads off towards the Golden Terrace. And
going to get some apples.
and you see he goes off. There's like a moment of hesitation, and I think at that point, for the evening, Shay is going to take off to like keep an eye on Gunter.
I'll be back. Don't you
Oh no,
worry.
she's not letting you know. She's just going up.
Oh, yeah.
and then kind of like following.
Gunter doesn't. It's a given.
Sure. So you do that, no problem. You head off, or Gunter heads off. For the rest of you, anything else? Alrighty. You head back. Where is it that you're staying? You're staying at the Alkin?
Sure.
The Alkin being the.
On the Ring of Gold, that really nice place that you have kind of an honorary room at. Or
I
Shay,
think we were
we
staying
decided?
at. I don't think you named it, but that is we were staying at like
We had
Shay's
decided
place.
that place.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
No problem. Give me 1 second here. Before too long, you make your way over, and it does take probably about an hour to get from you're like at the very bottom of the Ring of Gold, and so to actually climb up into the artificial daylight produced by the artifact held in the gleaming hands, or the crown rather, of the Dawnfather at the top of the Dawnfather ziggurat. After climbing for about an hour, you would find familiar to you this two-story structure called the Alkin. Give me 1 second. Do any of you speak Dwarvish?
Yes.
I do.
Okay. So you know the Alkin actually stands for Foreign Kings, and it is actually a three-story inn, and just looking at it, it is of a very fine quality. The wood here, and looking around, one of the very few structures that's actually has wood bordering on it, most things here stone, is almost like petrified. And you can see there has been a process done to it to make it a little bit more like stone. Entering in, you walk in through this long mud room. There are these little hooks to hang like coats and things like that on. There's a central doorway that leads to a dining hall with a bathroom on either side. You talk to this very accommodating tavern keeper, and then find your way to a room that has been set aside specifically for the Finger Gang.
What?
This is
Really upsetting.
Excuse me?
Oh yeah, you not being there.
It was a
However,
different time.
That was the party.
A simpler time.
Jeez.
Now we're
Yeah.
the fate
It
changers.
was tough.
Okay, that's a little bit more
It's
Hey,
for
It
hit.
took us a really long time to come up with that.
surprisingly, I did not come up with that one.
Surprisingly.
Yeesh.
You all are given a suite that is called the Ambassador Suite. There's a large central room with comfortable seating around a dark wood table. There is a white and blue floral vase that holds several pieces of old wood resting within a bottle of oil, kind of diffusing it out, and it smells like honey, lavender, vanilla and honey. Something faintly spicy as well. There are 5 bedrooms off of this, and each one has this almost king-sized, for a dwarf, so like a queen-sized bed. There are fruit bowl still lives in several of these rooms. You can see there is one that has a golden anvil, different like little paintings in each one. But you can, if you have nothing further that you want to do, you can find a long rest and mark that off, no problem. The next day, you know, Brenna, right between like noon and 1, your axe should be ready. So right around 11 a.m., Brenna's just ready to go. And showing up bright and early, you come to this place that is called the Spirit and Soul, in the Ring of Silver in the Market Aglow, bustling with like dwarvish activity at this time in the afternoon. And as it is, I believe, a Saturday. So it is the 14th of the melting. It is incredibly busy. This is a shop that normally relatively empty. It's one of the only non-dwarvish shops, and so there is, for those of you who have been to Kol Taram, certainly a bias towards dwarves.
It's a polite way of putting it.
Yes. This, however, is a space that does have several statues of non-dwarvish figures, and one very dwarvish figure outside of it. Within Brenna, and the two of you are going with Brenna as well? Oakfield and Naka?
Yeah, I think I would probably go. Because, like,
New axe, new axe.
trying to ride the wave of enthusiasm that Brenna has in an otherwise terrible situation.
Brenna also hates not having an axe.
I think Aka's also still just like, yeah, whatever happens now doesn't matter because Drea is gonna kill me even if we do survive this. So, like, I guess I'm just along for the ride even more now than He has been.
She'll cool off. It'll be fine.
Dear Magnolia,
Yeah,
it
you don't
seems
know Freya.
that you are in bloom. Your spirits are. It's like springtime for you.
Thanks, bud. Yeah.
As you're walking, you see this dwarf who walks by. He looks like he's like maybe in his 50s, and he's just like, "Weirdo," and just kind of like gives a little elbow to probably like Oakfeld's knee. But you walk by and enter into this place. You walk through these gauzy curtains that break up the line of sight, so you can't really see within too well. For the first time, there are other individuals here. You can kind of see vague figures moving about and shopping. There are hushed voices. But still, the first person that you see separating through these things is Aeshelweiss, the drow with these almost electric lilac eyes that are the first thing that gleam out of the darkness. She approaches, seeing your excitement, you kind of like scamper underneath all these draperies. And actually, Brenna, given how short you are, I would say it does ruin the effect a little bit. It isn't so much broken sight lines as it is like really annoying things in your eyes.
Yeah.
And you see like people's ankles. You see one set of like calves that are relatively furry compared to others. And you see another that are quite armored, kind of headed off in the other direction. But Aeshelweiss approaches you. And in her arm, she holds a massive axe. You recognize it almost at once. It looks very, very similar to the one that you had dropped off with her. And she says, "Hello, little one. I'm glad that you've returned, and I have your axe ready for you. It is remarkable workmanship already, so I did very little to alter the core item. But it has some new elements that I thought you might like. It's clear that you are a fan of the dwarves, and so I've implemented some of that into the design as well." And she returns your axe to you, newly upgraded.
Thank you.
Wow, that's an essay.
Does it have anything about eating people?
This, oh yeah, compared to the old one, this is very short.
Yeah. The other one was a full like 8.5 by 11 page.
page.
Yeah.
The dude
I didn't
from
even
Matt
read
has
it. I got it for like 5 minutes last
Yeah.
session. I didn't even.
I had to
read
like
it. It was
like bring it home and study it.
I was like, oh, this is neat. I'm not gonna read it anyway. Give me an instruction manual.
Thank you.
She smiles and she says, "I do hope this does help you in your quest."
Brenna kind of like whooshes it around, with a practiced like spin and just kind of like shink, into whatever her axe holding apparatus is.
Okay.
And just like gives like a little curtsy and is like, "Thank you. This is more than I hoped."
She smiles and she says, "This item was so unique. It was inspiring to work on. And with family visiting, I had additional inspiration. So, quite easy to work on." She turns and looks. "It is good to see you, Aka.
You too.
And you're here as well."
Yep, that's it. That's all there is to it.
I want to try to feel this person's flag.
That's a weird way to phrase it.
Excuse me.
Go ahead and make an insight check. For those of you watching, and I would say the two of you can see this person as you stand already having shopped, examining different items in this enchanter shop. You're very familiar with this place.
Okay.
Items built by this person who is related to you. At any point, if you wish, you're welcome to interact with them because you can hear all of this.
19.
19. You reach out, and as you kind of close your eyes and sense this person, this is an individual who, within her, for all of this kind of like relatively quiet demeanor, and you sense this just looking at these kind of, as she held out the axe on her arms, this almost charcoal colored skin, there are these beautiful arcane tattoos that, as she like twists and moves and the muscles act, it seems to almost ripple with the nerves as they kind of go underneath. And you would imagine that she was magical, but you certainly can confirm this. Thinking about this individual individual as like a flower is kind of challenging. This is somebody from the Underdark, and it really draws more of like a fungal association with you. And you aren't super familiar with like mushrooms necessarily, but you've seen one. It grows relatively tall, pale kind of flesh to it, and off the edges of the flute, I think it's called, the kind of the narrow part in the middle, there are these like almost diamond-shaped, elongated, what look like crystalline shards of purple, but are actually like a sap-like substance that tend to harden geometric ways. You don't know what it's called, you don't know what it does, but it brings that to mind.
I've read this one in one of the shops, one of the nameplates. I believe it is called the white button mushroom.
My name is Edelweiss.
Just it doesn't matter.
Agreed.
He comes up with every.
Turns to you.
God.
What are you using this for?
Like today?
Well, if you plan on using it today, then.
General combat.
Well, and Brenna kind of leans in, like, conspiratorially.
Okay, she leans a little bit.
We have a dragon to kill.
You can see both eyebrows go up, but she does kind of like look over to Akka, who she probably knows best out of this group.
Mm-hmm. So you know about the prophecy that you told us last time?
The Gramashan.
Yes.
Yes.
On top of that, which we are also going to deal with, but does the name Gracial Duneth mean anything to you? And I say it very quietly, like
Sure.
getting up and being like,
Kara,
Gracial Duneth.
at this point you hear multiple mentions in Gracial Duneth that is certainly a draconic word. And given the sort of things that you're after, that definitely piques your interest.
None too subtly. Kind of like stumbling forward through a rack of enchanted cloaks, and then like flopping on the ground in front of you, you see a small white rabbit with a little pink nose and the blood red eyes there. It says, I'm sorry, did you say you were all looking for a dragon?
Oh, we know where it is.
Oh, that's spectacular!
Oh God, what?
How does this individual compare to Brenna in terms of height?
She's real small. She's probably equal to Brenna.
Okay. Brenna then immediately kind of perks up, as she always does anytime someone of a similar stature is around. And she's like, why? You have dragon experience?
Well,
Do you need help? Edelweiss kind of like leans down to help you up.
oh no, you got a marvelous store here, though. I'm more looking for the brews, and it seems like you're not too hefty on the, you know, the sorts of potions and brewery things that I'm into. But you got a lovely stock here, I do have to say. The face stuff you got in the back there, stellar.
She like kind of, you see the nose wrinkle and she goes, I can smell the potion that you're looking for. The King's Charter next door, mate.
Yeah, it's not strong enough. I've been there. Anyway, not so much experience per se. I'm just looking to hunt one down, and you know, maybe just take a little piece of it with me. I'm mostly just looking for a piece, you know. So I would be most honored to join you on your quest.
At hearing the word honor,
Yes.
Oakbell pops up and his head just turns.
Oh, hello there.
You see this half tree, half person stand up, ants kind of running down his body.
Unfazed. You got a lot going on there, friend.
Oh yeah.
I sense with you.
And I reach out my arm trying to sense her flower.
Oh, okay. All right. Generally we ask first. My name is Blue Bonnet Lepori.
Just go with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
She kind of like reaches up her paw and shakes your hand.
I'm just gonna take your palm and just like kind of just look through it and like kind of like read it a little bit.
Oh, I see the lines and the ages.
Can I have it back now?
Oh, yes.
Thanks.
Have you ever been to the Feywild or the Everlasting Harvest?
Oh yeah, I'm from the spring courts thereabouts. Just happen to like hop around. They got some weird notions, so I figured maybe just go. Sorry, I know this is the middle of y'all's shop.
Oh,
It's okay. This is a lot even for you.
Yeah. That it is.
you must be assigned to join us if you were from there.
Everything is a sign.
Brenna's gonna kind of like step away, like over to Akka, and just be like, "Can we keep her?"
Like a pet? That's pretty offensive.
Okay, no, not like a pet. Like she can help us. We have a big dragon to fight. Come on.
At this point, I really don't care, because, like, what does it? It doesn't make a difference. I'm dead either way.
Nihilism,
so
I get it. It's awesome.
Why not?
Would
Yeah,
you like
sure.
to come kill
Why
a
don't you
dragon
come with us and, you can just hang out with us. We're not going to go and deal with a world-ending dragon or anything, and then on top of that, other horrible abominations that threaten the entirety of the world as we know it.
He's cranky.
That's totally fine.
Facial
Yeah,
Race turns
don't
his
worry about
violet
that.
eyes to you, and she says, "So you're going to kill a dragon?"
Specifically, Glacial Duneth.
What? That is not what we're doing?
Wait, are we not?
That doesn't.
There's a dragon inside the binder.
Oh yes, that dragon.
Yeah.
Not. I was. getting
Not
them
great.
mixed
I
up.
was wondering
Yes,
like,
no,
why.
getting them
I'm
mixed
sorry,
up.
you guys-
Getting them mixed
y'all
up.
got two
Getting them mixed up.
dragons.
No, one of them.
One of them
totally
was
not a problem for a while anyway.
Probably at least a couple years.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
If we
No,
survive
this other one, it's inhabiting an item. We need to use the item. So, like, we're just going to let it out, and you're welcome
Kill
to
it.
come. Yeah, if you help us kill it, then you can take whatever souvenirs you want.
If make a request.
Not all of them.
I feel as if we've had a very beneficial relationship, and mostly with Heinrich, but perhaps we could work out a deal where you could return something to me from this beast that you slay.
What specifically are you asking for?
Well, dragon's blood has much properties that interest people in my work.
Okay. Again, at this point, I'll be happy if I live, because then I'll at least die a little later on.
Well, you're helping me, so allow me to help you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. That's
Cousin. And she calls, and Olive, if you want to introduce your character.
You see a beautiful drow lady come out from the back of the store. She's wearing black and red armor. She's got a very high, all-white ponytail. And I think most notably, she has these very delicate spider webs kind of dripping off of her body in like a net fashion. And she goes, "Cousin, I heard you call."
She turns and she says, "This is Akka, Oakfeld, Brenna.
Blue Bonnet Lepori, if you into the last names and all that.
Wait, Blue Bunny?
Has Akka
Bonnet,
ever
if
seen or heard of this species?
No.
Okay.
This is something that has not been seen really in Dominion before.
Right. Okay.
But in the Feywild, I remember we encountered one of them.
You have, yes. And actually, in the Feywild, you certainly
Very
Yeah, I remember
briefly.
it was-
Yeah.
very brief. You saw.
Yeah.
Like from a distance.
That's how
Maybe
we'll
it's
go.
the same.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the same person.
I'm going to sense.
Have we met before?
Wait, were you in the Feywild a couple weeks ago?
No. Now, you see this other drow walk out, and as you see them side by side, there is definitely a similarity. Not immediate family, but
Cousins.
you hear cousin, and that definitely makes sense. It is more. It is a literal cousin, not a
Cuz.
Yeah.
We are kind of related by blood, for real.
Because help me, bro, please. No, so she kind of calls you over. They are going to kill a dragon today, if I understand correctly.
That's the plan. Kill or be killed. Because, dragon gonna be... You wouldn't happen to know, we have extraplanar space that we are hoping to use to contain said dragon when we release it from the aforementioned item.
You're going to fight. It's an interplay. Okay.
That's okay. So this is why I asked, because I don't think this is the best route for us to go about dealing with this. But this is, I don't know how familiar you are with the Triwards.
Relatively.
So you are aware of what exactly is bound by the binder?
No, I do not know what the binder is. But
A metallic dragon that can liquefy itself was known specifically for being pretty terrible to deal with underground, and and where are we right now but underground? And so
yes.
the idea was this extraplanar space to contain said dragon so that we don't have to deal with it again underground in an area that is very much terrible for everyone involved.
Is Eleanor here?
No, I would say at this point, Eleanor is going to stay back until you guys go and fight this dragon.
So Brenna will add, Eleanor especially very concerned about civilian deaths. So it was her idea.
And that does make sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, civilian deaths.
The only thing to keep in mind is if this place is punctured, you will all be expelled with great force.
This is why I asked, because again, I don't feel like...
You may also not all end up in the same place. It is somewhat random. So you... something to bear in mind.
It is like a journey to the Feywild.
Or way worse.
There are many planes.
So...
Exciting.
If you were in the situation that we found ourselves in right now, what would you do to not have any of that stuff happen? And also to not unleash a horrible monstrosity back onto Koltaram, which only recently has been freed from another horrible monstrosity of the dragon variety.
It would certainly be preferable to not lay siege to the city again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Aka's just like full 100% brain power trying to figure out, is there anything that we can do to shore up this extraplanar space before we release it so that it's at least less likely to puncture or free itself? And
are you saying this to Hichelweiss?
No, like thinking this.
Okay, make an Arcana check.
Not aloud, but thinking it real.
Dan just taking your.
He took my Akatai. I can't. No, I didn't give it to you. Now I'm rolling like
Gave
crap.
it to me with my hands when he was gone.
19.
19. Okay.
Give me back my die.
That's the Dan, you have glitter. One piece of glitter on your cheek.
Here, you can have.
It's perfectly
Take this one. I'll trade
Still
it.
got the fairy wheel.
Let's give it. Yeah, give me that die.
It's that single tear when he heard the word honor.
So, exactly. So with the 19, as you try to think about ways in which you might be able to reinforce an extraplanar space, the fundamental problem with that is that when you talk about an item, there's something to be broken. You know, there is a target. There is something that you can actively work against. And for dragons, and you fought one before, they seem to be able to see things as they truly are. And so you'd imagine they can see those boundaries.
Yeah.
That said, if it was not an item, if it was an interplanar space that perhaps was projected by a powerful creature, that wouldn't have the same limitations.
Okay. Then thinking about that and considering that there's the portal, would there be a way to reconfigure that to enter into an extraplanar space that was more secure and not tied to this item?
Which would you use?
The extraplanar spaces?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. I don't know, like an elemental opposite of Mercury plane.
Oh my goodness.
Like
An elemental opposite of Mercury plane.
You imagine that certainly, yes. You have access to this
it's
portal
right
that
next to
is
the
incredibly
elemental
powerful and is
opposite.
capable of these things.
Venus.
That's not
Whichever one you would want to use, that's up to you.
Yeah.
I was going with right.
I don't know how much Akka knows about
Not a lot.
many extraplanar
See what
spaces
Mars
other
is
than the
on the
ones
other
that
Hell
we've
yeah,
like
she is.
actively been in or
The Grey Ladies.
studied. Yeah.
There was one other one we were all in briefly.
The convergences of the planes of water and fire, the steam plane.
Yeah, so you actually do know that each of the elemental deluges, and one being relatively nearby, actually, there is the Dinman's waterfall. Within the ward, you can travel, and apparently, should you travel down this waterfall, it leads to the plane of water. How easy it would be to return is a different story.
Right.
But is that possible? Absolutely. Oh, I love that.
Okay. So, speaking out loud to everyone else. So there's other planes that we could try, but I don't know if we'd be able to get there and back without getting stuck there and not being able to get back. But they would also be less liable to get destroyed by the dragons when we free it, so that, you know, at least it would also be stuck there more or less.
Stuck there with us, you mean?
Well, yeah, but like we have to stay to kill it, so it would be good if it didn't immediately see that it's being held in what is the equivalent of a tiny box and then break the box and also us in the process.
Okay, I don't hate this idea.
I do.
How do we not, like, get stuck there, though? Can Carranza help us? Where's Carranza?
I think it's going to be a real hard sell to get Carranza to join us on this.
Yeah,
She barely wanted to bring us
she doesn't
anywhere.
like you.
We get along okay. There's a history, okay? But we're relatively.
Like, hey, use your highest level spell for free for us every day.
Well,
To bring you to a place that you don't know.
where we
You have no
left off,
connections.
Akka and Carranza had a moment,
Yes,
and
no,
they
absolutely.
they're relatively neutral to
I'm
each
not taking
other.
that away from you, but
It's like the one person that Akka's like, yeah, we don't actively dislike each other.
in the limited amount that you know about Carranza,
She's not going to want to join us.
well, you also know that she's a transmuter.
Yeah.
She has this one non-transmutation spell.
It would take
for
us a
some
day
reason.
anyway.
Also true. So,
Yeah, not the best ask. I'm going to think about it,
Okay.
and I'll get back to you.
the only other thing that you could do is go into the Underdark and find a passageway or ruins or something of that nature and engage the beast there.
Again, though, Underdark is like right where it's gonna want to be. Underground.
Doesn't sound exciting though.
I mean, in the sense that like there's inherent element of excitement in the thrill of death at imminent battle, but you know, it would be pretty brief because then we would be dead. So kind of outweighs any net positive there.
But it does sound like a sure thing. I know when.
A sure thing to die.
Okay, you're not being
don't
super
sound very
solutions
calm.
focused right
Okay,
now.
I'm trying to be solutions focused. I had planned out. We had 3 spare
know.
days,
I
and we're
know,
already on
bud.
day 2. It was.
I know. The
And we had
schedule, I know.
so many more problems to deal with now when I had made the initial plan.
I'm terribly sorry about this. My shop is not normally this lively.
No, this is great. This is entertaining.
Where did you get that drink?
Nowhere.
It just.
Well, my cousin can bring you to the ruins of an old cold rot outpost outside of the Undercity, if that is preferable to you. But you can use your demiplane if you like.
Oh, Brenna, I'm spiraling. I'm spiraling.
Okay.
Whenever I used to.
Brenna's gonna just like be like, we'll be right back, and she's gonna reach up and take his hand and be like, come on, let's go, leave the store, and she's gonna just kind of pull him outside.
Sure.
And like maybe she can find like a bench or something to climb up on, and she's gonna slap Akka in the face.
Okay. So you start looking around for something to climb up on. You can see Akka kind of starting to hyperventilate.
Flying boots.
Oh my god, it's okay. I just fly up and smack him in the face. Yeah.
Right there, and it hurts. Brenna hits hard.
Yeah, I know.
It's like a little
Holy
iron
shit.
slap. Yeah.
Oh my god. Thank you.
You okay now?
No, but I'm better.
We're gonna figure it out, okay?
Yes. Okay.
All right, let's go back and talk to our new mysterious
That
friend.
said,
That was literally just walk out, and you guys
Yep.
just hear slap, and then they just walk
thank
back.
you.
We're fine.
I don't like the idea of releasing it in the Underdark.
I just think we need to decide what we're gonna do, though.
Right, but every time we say we need to make a decision, and we decide pretty hastily, we end up getting fucked.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, we can
If
think
you
about it.
remember, like, only a few hours ago,
Oh, God.
when we decided very hastily to break the axe that contained Glacial Duneth,
Yeah.
and now I'm going to be dead because that happened.
Okay, lesson learned. We'll think about it.
Lesson learned, and here we are doing the same thing. I'm spiraling again. I'm spiraling
He's gonna slap him again and be like, "We're on the same team here, dude."
You slap them, and then all of a sudden there's a chorus of like gruff laughter. You see a number of Kulturam dwarves who are all just kind of like pointing and laughing at you. And you say, "Oh yeah, slap the elf."
Yep, slap the elf. Fucking.
In Dwarvish, she's gonna be like, "Yeah, slap the elf," and like, and just be like,
There's just like a general, hey! Cheers, and, like, keeps walking.
Okay,
like, we're not gonna be rash and hasty.
okay. So let's not release the dragon that we know thrives underground and can literally turn into a liquid underground.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So you need to like research the plane situation.
I'm gonna try to do some thinking. I don't know of anywhere that would have like a library in Kulturam, right?
When in doubt,
Like the
books.
closest place that Akka would know of is the Lorebinder Academy, which is like at least like a couple days away, right?
You saw a number of books that were within the Dawnfather Ziggurat, but by no means a library.
Right.
You would imagine that on the Gold Glow estate, they probably have a pretty large personal library.
Okay.
And up in the Ring of Gold, in the Rune Carver's temple, there was a reliquary of books left by the dead.
Okay. Okay. I think maybe we should go to the Gold Glow estate,
Okay.
see if they would be willing to let us look at their library.
Okay.
I will try my best to find something, and if not, someone else should come up with a plan because it is causing me way too much stress. And I am starting to just accept death as a preferable solution.
Okay, so this is a great plan, Akka.
Great, awesome.
Okay.
I'm glad you think that.
You're gonna go read books.
Yep.
Not the first time that Brenna has said that in this tone of voice.
Books.
Yeah.
Just go read.
Go read books, and the rest of us will put our heads together. Okay?
So it's gonna be everybody fighting a dragon while Akka goes into voice.
Did I understand that correctly?
No, we're gonna wait for me to fight the dragon.
Yeah. We'll wait. We'll wait.
Okay.
Don't take too long. Okay?
Meanwhile, within this place,
Insight.
So you say that
27.
you can ferment some of the mushrooms down there, and it makes a sort of wine, and that's what y'all be drinking. Is it good?
Oh,
Yes.
I've had that wine before. It is a marvelous invention.
Yeah. Sure is. So is it good or?
I'm sorry, we don't sell any of it. It just exists.
Oh no, I'm just looking to see for anyone who's tried. Anyone else who's tried it.
Have I tried it?
Yeah. What she's talking about is like a pretty common thing. It's not really wine necessarily. A little closer to mead.
Okay.
It is a very loamy, very earthy kind of closer, I would say, to like a tea than like a mead.
She just says, it's fine.
Oh, but does it get the job done? If you know what I mean.
Are you trying to get drunk?
Well, look at her.
Well, that was just.
She
insanity.
eyes you so judgmentally up and down. She goes, it gets the job done.
You're back. That's great.
Yep. So we have a plan, kind of.
Yeah. Gonna take a little research to make sure that it's not a bad plan.
We need to go to the Gold Glow Estate, and also maybe the Rune Carvers, to see if they have any information about alternative places that we could release this thing, because the Underdark does not sound like the ideal location, nor does a magic mansion.
You will have some trouble getting to the Gold Glow Estate.
Of course.
What?
The Rune Carvers
Even
don't.
with Shay and Gunter?
With some of, especially with Gunther, with some of the social upheaval, the Gold Glows have not been pleased. So they've begun to entertain propositions from the Cold Rods, once banished, now brought into some sort of alliance.
Okay, well, isn't that kind of what they had been hoping to do? That's kind of how Shay had described it.
I don't think Shay understands the politics of this place.
Okay, that also tracks. Okay, well, that also is problematic because last I saw, Gunter was on his way to get apples from their orchard. So, I think that gives us even more reason to go. Yeah, okay. Not spiraling. Deep breaths.
I can slap you as many times as you need, bud.
Thanks.
Better than Xanax.
If you wouldn't mind, outside of the shop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, ma'am.
Thank you again for all of your help. Hopefully we will return with your cousin and... do you know...
I've said my name like 3 times.
I know, Blue Bonnet, but I don't... Are you...
You can just call me by my name. You don't have to lie.
Okay, but I know, but like where... Like you just showed up out of a coat rack.
Yeah, I can go wherever. I don't think they care.
I don't mind.
So you don't know her?
I don't know Blue Bonnet.
She came into the store maybe 20 minutes before.
Do you know Blue Bonnet?
Well, I do now, but only, I'd say maybe acquaintances at best. Thank you both for your help.
By your side, loyally.
Great. Okay. Thank
As
you.
strangers and friends.
What is your name?
Oh. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Aurelie of the Amethyst Fang.
Does that mean anything to Aqua?
Make a
It sounds cool as shit.
It sounds cool.
make a history check.
To be clear, I'm just
History nerd.
Actually, I would say, Brenna, you hearing that? If you want, you can make a history check at advantage.
Ooh.
Oakfeld's gonna hold up his hand and just try to feel the flower.
Aurelia slaps your hand away and eyes you with daggers. That was so rude.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
18 for me.
For the two of you, you may have heard of just any time that you hear amethyst, that brings to mind Othola Veldun, which is a subterranean continent that is the kingdom of the Drow.
Okay.
And it is the place that the amethyst spire fell, and that is where the Drow came from, and a couple other people.
Okay.
My home. Of course.
Well,
You do not wish to be discovered.
most people don't. It's kind of uncomfortable
Abrasive.
for everyone.
Violating.
around. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not fun, bud.
I've been saying this for a long time. Everyone
Yeah.
else seems so cool with it.
He's
so fucking
first.
But you all have beautiful
People.
selves that need to be expressed into this world.
Yeah,
but,
generally I like to do that myself after a
Let
couple more
them do the
beverages.
expressing. You just, play with your ants or whatever. God.
I don't think you can do that in public.
Generally, you are supposed to express yourself, and then it is not for others to do.
Yeah.
I do not understand.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Do you go
common
in with
thread.
like this motion or like trying to shake somebody's hand? I feel like there's a big difference
Yeah,
in
yeah.
like.
It goes in with
We're
like
still working on the,
Yeah, no,
the
that-
social skills
not good.
curriculum.
Yeah,
My hand up.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
you. No,
My
yeah.
face.
Really,
Yeah,
it
it's
would be like
basically
even
And you're
the-
probably used to people trying to pet you, so.
Like, might be trying to steal your heart.
Yeah, no, I don't think Aurelia would have responded well.
Yeah. Most people don't.
I can imagine.
Okay, so we're gonna go see if we can get into the Gold Glow Estate. We should be able to get into the Rune Carvers Association at the very least.
Maybe we should start there?
I feel like I'm gonna let you decide
What
because
is it that you're all trying to do?
just trying to find some knowledge to help us not make these horrible decisions rashly as we tend to do.
What knowledge is that?
Any demi-planar spaces that we could access via the portal down in Dimman's ward, given my capabilities of reconfiguring it.
The elemental planes are different than the demi-planes.
Really anywhere where we could contain the dragon that we are about to release so that we would have enough time to deal with it in a more advantageous location. Besides, again, the Underdark or the magic box.
What's wrong with the Underdark?
So, giving you the benefit of the doubt because you're new, I don't know if you heard, but this particular dragon can literally turn into liquid mercury and
Oh, that's how they're.
is known for basically fucking up everything's day underground.
Ah, this sounds so exciting. I want to find this dragon.
Oh, we're gonna find it. We know exactly where it is. Don't you worry. We're dealing with it. It's just a matter of being prepared and dealing with it in a way that doesn't get us
Take me
killed.
there immediately.
Now, do you
Slow your roll, okay?
stay liquid if I take a little piece of it in like a vial or something? It's more important that it be liquid.
Well, interesting question. I think the other thing to remember is this is a dragon.
Yes.
It is a greedy creature
Yes.
by nature, and all of you exude magic. Partially because of me, but all of you have magical items of your own as well, and that will attract it. It isn't going to run from you.
Okay.
I've also been told I kind of stink of the Feywild. I don't really know what that means. I've been told I smell flowery.
That is not what I would describe it as.
Helpful,
I'd
thank
say
you.
more earthy and a lot boozy.
Oh,
Foamy.
thank you.
Foamy is a good
That's
adjective
I like
as
foamy.
well.
wonderful smell that could ever be smelled.
I would not take anything that he says literally.
I don't know. I quite like
I'm
Bowling.
sorry, Oakfeld.
I'm
I
sorry.
have something that might be useful for you.
Yes.
She kind of disappears through like the gauzy curtains and everything. There was one time where I was talking to Matt as Gunter, and I was like, Gunter, and I looked over him and he just goes. The way that he did it got me so bad. It broke me.
Forgot what you were saying.
So funny. Anyways, what I would say is, give me 1 second here. I totally lost my train of thought. Sorry.
Giving Oakfeld
Yeah,
a
you want to be
thing.
something.
Eschelweiss was like, "Oh, Oakfeld, I have something that might help you not."
The curtains kind of part, and she returns carrying a relatively thin manual. It's like a book. You can see, like, at one point, almost like pale blue or baby blue covers. But this dust goes away from it, and you see what looks almost like ancient writing. But you read common, of course.
Yes.
And so this is just like, it just says Etiquette 101. And you can see dated about 100 years prior, or in the 1300s, but she hands it to you. And she says, there hasn't been much request for this, but it came in a magical bag. And, well,
Thank you.
He's going to just flip through it.
there are pictures of like people balancing books on their head, and you see like the big like cross through people going like this to other people. Yeah, it's like you're like, oh man, this is like a lot of stuff that I do right here in the do not do column. But yeah, it's,
What do these X's mean?
Faux pas.
there's a good number of pictures.
Yeah, if you're uncomfortable with social faux pas, you might not enjoy your time with any of us.
Shit.
Yeah. You're probably also, I say that a lot. You're probably going to say that a lot. Just fair warning.
So, what's her name? Aurelia is gonna look at Eschelweiss and go, yikes.
There are interesting people who come through here.
I like a challenge. Let's do this.
All right. I like that attitude. Let's go, team. Like, looking to Brenna to be like,
Let's go, team. Look at
Okay.
you.
I'm trying my best here.
Yeah.
Hanging on by a thread.
Okay. So
But I was like passed around a flask.
Ophad's gonna look up what shears means.
okay, you go for the etiquette. And it actually has like a whole guide to toasts, and it has like a whole chapter really on like the customs around creating toasts and solid like speeches and things like that.
Don't
So
touch me.
unfortunately, Oakville has access to that now. So where are you all heading to now?
Towards the Rune Carvers Association, which I believe is also on, well, sort of like close to the gold.
It is in the gold, the circle of gold.
Yeah, Circle of Gold.
Okay. No problem. Give me 1 second to pull that up. That's session 55. I forgot about that guy. I can't remember if you guys met Pafont the Goblin, but that was a character that it was. But you had Pafont. That was a.
We met Kevin the Kenku.
No, it was right around the same time that you would,
Kevin.
you would have met. You met the Able Toe dog sled.
Oh yeah,
people.
yeah, and they were advertising for them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking sellouts.
Wait, the people like run in a dog sled?
No, they're like these real big shaggy dogs that they use for like bobsledding as transport because we're like super up north and it's really snowy everywhere.
But we're underground right now?
Currently, we're underground, technically under a mountain.
Yes.
Um,
But it's snowing outside?
in like deep north territory.
I see.
So, for all of you, if you want, you can make your way up out into the market Agla, which is bustling with different like dwarvish activity. I would say Bluebenet for you, almost instantly, there are dwarves who kind of go up and are reaching out, and there are people give like your tail a pull. People kind of like poke at you.
Now, okay.
Hey, that's rude.
Haven't had enough for this.
There's like a little dwarf, and they're just kind of like, "Is it real?" And then somebody else like, "Take your costume off." All kinds of just different things.
They think you're a furry.
Just a really tall furry. And Colterum.
Blue Bunny kind of like shrinks down and like just kind of like I'll, if that's okay, I'm just gonna speed ahead and maybe find myself a little place to have a little in the corner and like clicks her paws together and like goes.
Yeah. You've seen Shay move pretty quick, and there are definite similarities. That being said, all of you make your way and slowly follow this rabbit up across the Market Aglo, across Victory Avenue. You have to take your way to this lift. It is almost like a sky tram, and it goes across these steel cables and kind of rattles. You had actually seen this previously, but opted not to take it up to the ring. You took a much more circuitous route. This lifts you up and takes you off the Market Aglo, and beneath you, underneath the Ring of Silver, you see deep down below and into the earth, thousands of dwarvish homes glimmering in, they're mostly clad in copper down below in the Ring of Copper itself, but spiraling slowly down and into the earth, you just see this sprawling city that is alive with life. And you go up and up and up and further away from it towards this shining, gleaming space up top. For you, from the Underdark, it is awfully bright up there. But you make your way to the Ring
I was
of
going to say
Gold.
beautiful, but
The Ring of Gold is the smallest area here in Colteram, and this is a place that has artificial grass that grows with an artificial daylight beamed out from a huge gem that sits in the crown of a statue of Moradin on the top of the Dawnfather Ziggurat, the highest point other than the Terrace of Gold, the place that you were trying to go to.
Well, yeah.
On the way there, looming underneath an outcrop that leads up towards the Terrace of Gold itself, there is a... Give me 1 second here. There's a squat black building, narrow windows that are arched and outlined with black brick, and the doorway is dark wood. As you approach and kind of open this door, it opens very, very quietly, and you can hear the sound of 2 tiny metal rods just ding together as you do so. This little sound echoes off the hardwood floors and the sheer salt and pepper marbled walls. The room that you enter into is 50 feet long to the back, and about 15 feet in either direction from where you enter. The back is a massive furnace, which is currently blazing in the back, making this space quite hot. And small flames flicker towards the front of this furnace, where white ash has accumulated and coats the area around. Stone slabs grid the room, and many are filled with these tables that are long and stone, maybe the size of like a dwarf in total. And you recognize this is, in many ways, kind of like a funeral home. And I would say, Brenna, for you, being familiar with dwarvish culture, the rune carver is the dwarvish god of death. And death for dwarves, not quite the grim spectacle that is for many. There is much more kind of attention paid to the deeds of somebody's life when they die. So here, it being the Temple of the Rune Carver, you can see many implements designed to carve tiny little dwarven characters to tell people's tales on their urns, tombs, and that kind of a thing.
That's nice.
Every crevice here,
Shit, we don't have any of the original members with us
coming
who
to
actually
approach you, standing about 4'11",
here.
a little bit more pronounced pallor than even the cold rots that some of you have spoken with. Is somebody I don't think any of you have interacted with, kind of like what you're saying, but Fanric.
Yeah.
He is a young dwarf, about 60, and he's relatively new to this trade, although seen a lot more business after the siege of Colteram. You can see the hood is down around the shoulders. He has short brown hair, relatively short beard for a dwarf, only down to about like his chest. You can see on the belt, which is a simple cord of leather, there is a silver ewer. Beads of condensation indicate that it's probably full of water or some other cold liquid.
Nice use of ewer. Nice use of ewer.
It's an SAT word.
But he approaches and says, "Come in peace. What can I do for all of you?"
We are associates of the ones you know as the Finger Gang.
He perks up a little bit at that, and he says, "I do owe the Finger Gang a sense of personal debt. What can I do to help you?"
Well, as it happens, Shay is here, but not actually with us right now. We are looking for any information regarding extraplanar spaces that you may have in your archives.
In the uncarved reliquary.
Yes.
Of course. You can browse if you wish. It is not well maintained.
Okay. Thank you. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go there right now because time is of the essence. I'm gonna leave you with my associate Brenna, who is more socially capable than I.
Well, may I unlock this place?
Please do, yes.
He kind of bows, turns to the rest of you assembled and says, "Will you be traveling with us as well?"
Yes.
Lubina walks up. She's pouring another bottle of liquor in her flask. Seals it up.
More eyes is better, right? Also, do you read Dwarvish?
I read a lot. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well,
Dwarvish, Elvish,
well, I do
up until
too,
recently
so-
Giant, but that was taken from me. Draconic, Infernal.
Please, come with me.
Do you have more books like these?
He turns and he sees the etiquette for beginners, and it's like, you can look and see what it is that you would like to take.
maybe start by reading that one.
Yeah, finish the beginners
He
first.
walks with you, Brenna, kind of leading you over to this door. And as you cross this 50-foot space over to what you see is a wrought iron fence that is shut and wrapped in chain, and a single padlock holds it shut. There is a little alcove that is full, very tall, with books, papers that are piled high, dust, cobwebs. There are a few unlit candles that at different points have melted slightly, but have been there for a long time. You see webs attached to even these. And as he's walking, he says, "You are an adventurer. Well, can I interest you in our comfortable passage package? Just should something happen to you. It comes to ceremonial urn custom." And he's taking out the key as you guys are walking over, but he's definitely giving you the sales pitch.
I'll listen politely.
In the event of dying, I have these great coffins for
Yeah.
No, so
I'll let him talk.
the 500 gold comfortable package includes a ceremonial urn, customized, engraved, and blessed by the rune carver itself with the rites of deeds, which is a carving of all the deeds out on the urn. It's 500 gold pieces for each additional urn's worth of material needed for the deeds. And then it can also be made out of metal, marble, or onyx. You can do coffins in that same kind of thing. It's additional cost. And they come lined with velvet, a cushion, and can be made of copper, silver, or brass as well.
Wow, you guys sure are the masters of your trade.
He sticks the key and he unlocks the door and he's about to open it and he goes, "Well, the wealthy package is really where it's at if you can afford that."
Too rich for my blood.
Yeah, we're a little
so can we
strapped
go
for cash
in?
right now.
Yeah.
Well, I know my ancestors would be disappointed if I couldn't smelt their ashes into weapons, but of course, whatever you need. And unlocks the door, opens it up, and just gestures for you to enter.
Got a point.
Do you have money to buy everyone urns?
Yeah, do
Well,
I
in the
know?
Okay, I on the prize, bud.
In the wealthy package, there are no urns, as the ashes of the past are pressed.
With all due respect, I just want to see the archives, please.
Brenna makes a mental note to come back here with what inevitably will be the ashes of Aka's body.
Yeah, for sure.
and her plan is to present Drea with a weapon made out of Aka's ashes.
The cheapest thing.
I mean, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Mental note.
How do you feel about flasks?
We could make a flask. It doesn't really fit into our pricing model, but we could. That would be a custom piece, I think.
Oh, don't worry, it's not you. I've got peeps.
Just totally off topic here. Just want to read what you've got to see.
I mean, go ahead. Go.
Yeah, right now, there's nothing standing.
Literally nobody is keeping
We're
you
there
back.
now?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
at the
okay.
door.
Oh.
He's just trying to sell things to Brenna.
Oh, okay. Fucking,
Yeah,
I'm going
like as
in.
we were
All right.
walking.
I'm going in. I'm looking to see like any information that we can
Feet tall
find.
from floor to ceiling. There are little slots carved into the walls themselves. Beautiful dwarvish glyphs are alphabetized, but none of the stuff within seems prescribed to this alphabetical system. At one time, probably, but now this has been just an accumulation of books and knowledge from years and years of people passing in Kulturam and leaving them to this place.
Okay.
So go ahead and make an investigation check. Unless there's something else you want to do to aid yourself in this process.
Nope.
Can I help?
doing
Like,
it.
yeah.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Maybe I
Anybody
won't
with
roll
breaks?
a fucking 2 this time. Hey, that's not a 2. That's a 22.
A 22. Okay. With a 22, you begin to like pull through everything, and as you walk, Fanric walks in and very like softly lights these candles to give you a little bit more illumination. And this is a chaotic place. How what did you roll?
22.
22. With a 22, you blow off this dust and it like just billows into the room. The cobwebs kind of go off into the wind, and you can see spiders up into the crawl spaces. But
Yummy.
you pull through various. Make a religion check.
No offhand comments shall go on.
There are certain ones that are important.
Can you help me? I can't read that. Is that 13?
It's a 13.
Why did you choose such a dark dice?
It was
Well,
a
I
gift.
mean, and
also
also, like, what is
draw.
this character? Yeah.
Thematically, it feels right. Yeah.
What did I say? Religion?
Yes.
Oh, okay. 14.
14.
Oh, wow.
You look up, and as you see the spiders crawl quickly out of the way, you don't necessarily feel any connection to them. There's no indication of Wolf's presence here.
Okay.
But, Akka, you begin to pull through these piles. There are family histories. There are like whole like tomes that are dedicated to charting the slow growth of bloodworms as they're like bred through like the years. There are like all kinds of things that you find. But in looking for things that speak of the plains, what specific? You're looking for something. I know that what you're asking for is for help, but what specifically, like, what parameters are you looking for here?
Like, a place that would work as
Nobody's gonna
a
give us wheel
location
tonight.
for us to free this dragon so that it was like relatively contained in a place that was
Done it before.
maybe not advantageous to us, but at least not as actively disadvantageous as underground, underdark, or in the extraplanar space of the magic mansion. That it'll be like, oh, this is a magic mansion. Let me just pop this wall and explode the space and free myself from this relative. Like, I feel like we're just putting it in a cardboard box. And it's like
A very expensive
Yeah.
cardboard box.
it's like it is a spray paint can, and fucking we're putting it in styrofoam.
So here's the thing. As you begin to look around, there's a lot of information that you can find relating to like planes, but most of it is tangentially related to like heirlooms that come from or are relating to materials found with.
Okay.
As you look, what really continues to creep into the back of your mind is that you know a demi-planar place that is controlled by a person.
Okay, keeping it in the back of my mind. I don't think that we're gonna find anything here. We should maybe quickly look with the quickly look at the Gold Glow estate, and then worst case scenario, I have a really horrible, terrible backup plan that I don't even want to say right now. So we're gonna wait, and then I'll work myself up to it. But I'm
You see Fanric gets a little excited and he
Yeah.
goes, so before you all leave, are you sure I can't offer you any kind of...
I literally have no money anymore. I spent it all on things
Brenna's
so that
gonna
we
kind
don't
of
die.
push Akka forward and just be like, "Thank you so much for walking us
body
through the
will be
packages.
used
We'll
to
think about it."
Nourish and grow the future generations.
He's gonna turn him to manure. He's a tree.
Brenna is
Yeah.
just trying to hustle Akka out of there
Okay,
because
you're like, it's
yeah.
like he's a tree.
Yeah.
Shove him out the door.
He's a goddamn tree.
The name of the game right now is trying to keep Akka's stress levels down.
It's like this.
This is like, you're just managing
Yeah.
his needs, yeah.
This is
Does,
very hard mode.
So I feel like Shay has mentioned before that like letting the dragon loose into the Grey Lady's demi-plane was an option. So does Brenna clock that might be what Akka's talking about?
Yeah, sure. I would imagine you see this stress cross across his face, and it's like whenever the Grey Lady has been mentioned, it's a very similar kind of sour look. Yeah.
Okay, so Brenna's gonna be like, I mean, I think that it would be
Let's check
okay.
the
Like that
Gold
would
Glow
be okay.
estate
Fine,
first,
let's go.
please.
All right.
Fucking bright up here. Go down already.
I think I'll finish this one again.
Do I have anything? I guess for now, I'll give you my goggles.
Sick. All right. So
You pull them on, it's ever so slightly darker.
Yeah, because you have to attune to them.
Yeah.
I'm still attuned to them, but you can use them for now.
It's more like they're smudged slightly, so that's what's making.
Well, they're like welding goggles, so they're pretty dark.
Brenna's gonna use. Can I use prestidigitation to like darken the lenses a little
Absolutely.
bit? Okay, I do that, and I'm like, there you go.
All of a sudden, it goes from wearing welding goggles to like those like the sunglasses that Morpheus wears.
oh,
These two
sick.
dark circles. Yeah.
I need those back though.
Maybe.
You are. I like her. Oh, I mean,
I'm punished.
don't worry. We won't
I'm
let her.
keeping my cool. I'm keeping my cool,
You're doing
Brenna.
awesome. Yep.
Ooh, it's tough, but I'm doing it.
Okay, you're doing great.
That's-
Down.
Thank you.
You look across this ring of gold. You see the park that one time had a pond in the middle, a very ominous pond. Now it has this huge base for what looks to be a monument of some sort. There is no statue that has been put upon it, but you can see this huge block of marble that has been essentially, you had seen it being constructed previously, but it is basically being used to obfuscate that pond. Beyond that, you can see the stairway that crisses and crosses up the stone to the terrace of gold above. You can see the apple trees that have these gleaming golden apples hundreds of feet above. You see, in a very grumpy mood, walking down the stairs, one Gunter, who seems to be pretty frustrated. You can hear even from this distance, and then just various noises.
No sign of Shay anywhere.
I would say, maybe right around this time, Shay kind of rejoins you all with the binder kind of ready for whatever it is that you guys are going to do.
Okay, gonna quickly update Shay
Sure.
on what we're doing right now. So, were you unable to get into the Gold Glow estate?
Are you talking to Gunter or to Shay?
I guess both?
This question for the group.
Yeah, asking Shay, but presumably Gunter is there, so he'll be like, they didn't let me in, these fucking assholes!
Yeah. And what Gunter would report to you essentially is that specifically, instead of running into any kind of gold glow guards, ran into cold rot people. And there were gold glows that he saw up above, but there definitely seems to be some kind of an alliance that has formed, perhaps to reclaim the sort of political elite status they had previously.
Okay.
But Gunter kind of basically communicates that by saying, bunch of fuckers didn't let me in.
Yeah.
After everything that he did for him, I saved them, and they turned their backs on me.
Shay would kind of watch Gunter do that and then just go, it would seem, even from above, it is hard to access. Okay. we could go to the Grey Lady's domain. We could get Carranza, and we could go now.
All right. Obviously, I'm against it, but there are more people in this group, and at this point, again, I'm dead either way because Dre is going to kill me, even if we succeed in any of this. So yeah, if everyone else wants to, fine, but I might try to kill her because she really is terrible, and I don't like that we keep relying on her.
All very fair.
You can see she just goes, okay, and just like turns to the rest of you.
This is Blue Benet and Ariel. Aurelie.
She like nods.
They're gonna help
I think I'm
us.
saying my name right.
They're gonna help us fight the dragon.
Aurelie.
Apparently,
Aurelie, yeah.
Aurelie.
She kind of nods at this. She seems not especially taken aback by this rabbit person, and without any issue, if you want, you can all return to the Alkin where Carranza is, and you can go wherever it is that you wish to fight this dragon.
We're doing this.
Let's do it.
Yep, we're doing this.
Send it.
What is that phrase? I love it.
Is Eleanor coming with us?
Yeah, everybody's gonna.
Okay, we're all together. Let's do it.
Okay, let's
Yep.
go.
And then as we walk, Brenna's gonna whisper to
Aurelie.
he's really gonna need the goggles back though, okay?
Fine.
Okay, thanks. He's stressed enough as it is. Appreciate you.
It's just
So
like
for what it's worth, the walk relatively short, and when you get there, you do have Carranza Billows, who is able to bring you directly to the Grey Lady's domain if you wish. She's already
Carranza.
brought you to the Cold Forge, and so it was much more adventurous the first time around.
We had Skittermanders.
so.
Now, the first time that you guys went to the Cold Forge, you fought away a dragon because you mishapped into the.
That was before you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember telling you this.
Yeah. Aka got the kill. It's pretty cool.
That's how you got the Dragonborns.
Yeah. Hey, Carranza, big ask for you. For the record, I think we're on the same page here. Don't really like what we're about to ask, but we need to get to the Grey Lady's domain.
So you see Carranza, very well put together, this like coiffed hair, the high collared sort of jacket. This one notably kind of like notes of darker grays, still wearing elements of fur because this is the north. She looks at you and she's like, I'll take you outside of the Cold Forge. I'm not going down to that fucking place again.
I totally understand. I don't want to either, but here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this it? Who are you?
That's Blue Benet and Aurelie.
Hey.
That's funny. Okay.
Really important, Carranza.
They're gonna help us kill this dragon,
Yeah.
apparently.
Look, I understand that this is important. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. I have to lug you guys around. And on top of all of that, I got to drag him around.
I know.
Sorry.
Me?
We really do sympathize.
I hope you understand. I understand this is important. So
I thought we
You're
had a
quite
moment.
honorable.
thank you. Go ahead, come in, touch the shoulders. I'm going to drop you off in a cold fucking place, so I hope you're ready. I am going to camp out in the cold because it's way better than where all of you are going, apparently.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Got it.
Putting on my cold weather gear before we get there.
yeah.
I would advise you.
Walking Game of Thrones like cape.
Yeah,
That's
sure,
what
no
she's
problem.
wearing.
It is, so it looks almost like fur, but for those of you who haven't seen it before, like really bristly, really thick looking strands. And it actually is this fur that
Steeder
belongs-
fur?
It is Steeder fur. It belongs to this massive species of spider.
Oh, hell yeah.
They're our friends.
Steeders are friends.
We had some theater friends.
These are friends of
I don't
the
think you
Duragar,
understand
not
where I'm
the drow.
from.
We've been there.
Steeders are, to the drow, Steeders are like bastardizations of true spiders.
But Esperel was so cool.
We made friends with at least 5 Steeders.
Until she got crushed.
I'm not sorry.
There is this moment as you all touch Carranza where there is a sensation of movement that is profound. You lift off your feet and it feels like your stomach moves up into your mouth. And at the same time, it's like you feel the temperature shift first within you. The inside of your stomach, the inside of your mouth gets cold, and then the outside catches up. Your skin feels the cold. You look around, it is white. It is snowing out. And though it is spring in almost every other part of this continent, here in the north, it is always cold.
Oh God, are you? Oh,
Jesus.
you got
warned you.
everything
Sorry.
on your fur.
Fucking
Oh,
shoes. She looks down. You can see Lubide just like spewed, steaming, alcoholic smelling.
I'm gonna go ahead and.
Stink.
Are you gonna do it? I'm gonna
yeah.
prestidigitate.
I will also
please.
prestidigitate at this, like one shoe each.
so-
Just
Sorry, sorry about that, Carranza.
Okay.
Can I get the details of that
She's
spell? That was
new.
tense.
Is teleportation. It's kind of a hard thing to learn. It took me quite a few years.
And we appreciate it every time.
She like pulls the furs around her a little bit tighter. It's cold as shit out here, so whatever you have to do,
We're gonna try to do it quick. Yep.
Try to be here, I guess.
He's gonna transform into a pine tree as he normally does.
Hey, she like watches as you all of a sudden up into like this pine tree like creature. She goes, well, that's also really fucking weird.
This is
I'm
my
gonna set up
life.
my tent.
Okay.
Hopefully I'll see you in a day, but also, you know, maybe not.
Yeah, if not, sorry.
Thank you.
Well,
So, point of order, we have a bunch of magic items that no one has really claimed yet. Over the course of the last, couple hours,
Not true. If you could pass this to Oakville.
Brenna has pulled the circlet of the unburned, the fire resistance circlet out, and just like claimed it for herself.
okay.
I would say, Akka, you certainly have this.
Yeah. Brenna has also attuned to the blink cloak, the
The
magician.
useless robe.
Oakville, I believe, also has this.
Is this a circlet?
No.
No, I got the circlet.
That's the wind chimes that you got.
The chimes of opening.
That are just like gonna hang off an
Some
arm.
fire
Pretty
protection,
much.
but I forgot to write it down.
Brenna has that.
Oh, really? That's it?
Well, no, I got the circlet. You got a potion.
That's what it was.
Yes.
That's what it was. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
And there was also.
There's the.
I keep being like, guys, can we divvy up the stuff already?
Oh, and my acorn.
There's an orb of resist, which we can do that later. And then there was like a changer, but we also
That
don't
is
need
just
that
a
right now.
magic
So,
reagent
okay.
that you have written
Yes,
down.
yes. I wrote it down. Acorn magic potion read.
What was
You
the
have
last
a-
thing you said?
There's like a changer of resistance to necrotic damage. I will not be wearing this. Anybody?
What is it?
necrotic damage resistance.
Yeah, and we also have an orb.
I
that
can't attune to anything else, so.
Look at me! I have so many magic items. I can't.
Well, like,
attune to any-
I mean, I can make magic items whenever I want.
I can literally make all this shit.
Specialized. So
Okay, cool. Just thought we should get that out of the
we
way.
hand out these items
At least once a session, right?
And right in front of you, you can see what looks like a rock. It looks a little bit like a horse or a cow, perhaps. And if you were to follow the nose, it leads to the mountain in front of you, this trickle of ice that is frozen down to the ground. Akka, you know through there is just an illusion. And there is a path that leads to the old entryway to Kol Arista.
Well, we should just go because she probably already knows that we're here, and this is gonna be terrible.
Love that attitude. Let's
After
go.
you. Presumably Shay would lead, because Shay is actually on relatively good terms with the Grey Lady, right?
Shay will lead, no problem. You walk through the snow. As you pass through this element of ice, you enter into these canyons almost of stone. A lot of elements of ice that have crept in and crawl like fingers along the rock that seem to almost be trying to pull the rock open from the outside. But here within, there is at least some shield from the wind. Akka, you've been here before,
Oh, yeah, I have.
and it's different already.
Oh, no.
As you walk into this space, no longer is it just the cold natural stone of the mountain. You can see the shadows here are rich and
It's
dark.
worse.
And as you walk through, you remember seeing all of these dwarvish statues and ruined masonry of what was at one point this grand entryway to Kol Arista. And you see elements of that still. The physical space almost mirrors it, but the area around is very intangential. And there are these wisps of smoke that seem to almost drift out of the walls. And it's hard to tell whether the walls are more real or the smoke. In this space, it is a little bit difficult to discern how far things are. And so as you walk, sometimes it feels like the wall is getting further away, and sometimes like it's getting closer. You recognize already you stand at the edges of the Grey Lady's domain. She has expanded it much further since you were last here.
God damn.
Let's do what we came here to do.
All right.
Real enthusiastic from Akka.
Yay!
Well, the last time that Akka was here, he lost a very important memory,
Yeah.
and no one appreciated it.
We all appreciated it.
Not enough.
No.
It was a fair trade.
Yeah.
Really? Make your way forward. And as you do,
the whole battle
you
because of it.
slowly come up to what was originally the doorway, this huge arch. And here, the walls transition entirely to black smoke.
I swear to God, if baby Edward is here.
In the very back, in a place that is just inky darkness, you recognize like a magical darkness beyond. Suddenly, you see like a line appear down the middle, and then suddenly, the black smoke opens, and the other side of it is like a wooden door. And you can see beyond a small infant. You see carrying this little teddy bear in one clutched fist. The eyes are like crossed and stitched out. You can see there are nails going through each paw. But because it is 8:30, this is a great place for us.
Son of a bitch!
Thank you for hanging out with us so far for this game. It took you guys a little bit of time to get here. But here you are within the Grey Lady's domain. And at 8:46 when we get back, that is where we'll pick up. We'll see you in just a second.
Bye.
welcome back to Adventures in Alberon. Thank you for sticking with us through the break if you did. If not, welcome to some original 5e D&D. We'll jump right back into things. Akka. In front of you, you see this creepy infant with big, bulbous, black, lightless eyes that peer at you from this doorway. There's shadow beyond him. You see the head turned a little bit, and then he holds up one little hand. You see very much like an infant's hand, the chubby little fingers, and he just gestures you forwards, and then turns and walks, dragging that teddy bear back. Then he drops the teddy bear, and you just see the teddy bear laying in the floor.
Not the same teddy bear that before was a giant, horrible teddy bear.
It looks very similar, and you can see where he drops it. It just sits now in the hallway.
Is that a threat?
I don't know. Make an insight check.
It's dropping the teddy bear.
21.
You don't necessarily think of it as a threat, but you don't think that teddy bear is going to stay there when you get near it.
Oh god.
Is this like a normal occurrence here? Just like
So, for the uninitiated, the Gray Lady is currently
There
Here he goes. Here comes.
a.
I just want to see if I have baby Edward back here.
Oh, great. The Gray Lady is a deep singer. Are you familiar with the term? No.
Like,
Psionic.
Talking or Matt?
Okay. Psionic being of relatively strong power. That little fuck over there is her kid. Not actually a baby, clearly. Some horrible abomination. Asshole. Huge asshole. No. No.
you
Really
don't get
not.
to decide my opinions anyway.
That's fine. You can think that he's cute, but he is also a huge asshole and not actually a baby. Let me stress that. Not actually a baby. That teddy bear that it just dropped is also probably going to attack us if we get close. Because Shay is on relatively
Shay is
good
just walking
terms.
right into the hall, and you can see at this moment, she
Alright.
walks and
She
just
doesn't
looks down at this
celebrate.
teddy bear.
That's because she hasn't.
Walks right by it.
She's ready.
Okay. You should all go before I do, because I'm probably the one that's going to get beset upon by this teddy bear.
Okay, bye.
Brenna's
See the drow just
gonna
walk
stay
right
next
in.
to Akka.
I'm really just here for the drag, and he walks right back.
Alright.
All right, here we go. Ready to like
Could you guys give me a
Explode.
marching order, please?
who's
You
this?
can put Shay in the front.
Is that the bunny?
That's the bunny somehow.
So I don't have any rabbit
So
kind
Shay-
of miniatures here. I'll
Shay's
pull
at
the
the
close
front.
That's what we'll try to find tomorrow. We'll find
Oh yeah, if you can find that, that'd be great.
With you back here.
I also
Are you
wanna
going with
paint
that?
these
Yeah,
dice
probably
with
the
white
middle.
so I can see them. I know what to say.
So probably shoot the dude. And Eleanor's
I
probably.
want to ink your dice. You do.
I want to give them all
That's probably it.
tattoos.
Okay.
So yeah, probably everyone except for myself and Brenna are gonna get past the stupid teddy bear.
Get past the stupid teddy bear, all of you but Brenna and Akka. You stand there at the door, you watch.
We're going.
Okay.
But
Yeah, we're walking
as I'm
past it,
walking
but-
past, I'm like ready for this thing to try and do something so that I can like fuck it up if it does
What
something.
triggers the bear?
We're about to find out. I think it's probably my presence because they don't like me here.
Just as they're walking, before anything happens, Brenna's going to use an action to use bolstering magic on herself so that she can add a d3 to attack rolls and ability checks.
These like wild magic surges ripple around you for a moment, and you walk past this bear into the dark corridor that seems to stretch out into infinity. You don't see this infant, but you do see your companions ahead of you, and as you turn, walking by the bear, it doesn't rise up to attack you or anything of that nature. But Brenna, as you turn and walk, you don't have any sense. Your danger sense is not immediately going off. There is a vague sense of danger everywhere here. You feel not quite at ease, but you don't feel like you're about to be ambushed necessarily. You do notice as you watch this bear, though it feels like you're going straight, slowly, it kind of vanishes from sight, and you recognize there is a curvature here. But you walk.
Cool. Okay, cool. Let's get this over with.
In the darkness, suddenly you do hear this voice. First, just a breath. And then in the dark, this huge eye, glowing gold, but still at the same time you can see around the edges. More than just veins, they seem almost laden with something. Like there's goop running through them, not necessarily just blood, but it looks around. And then you hear the voice of the Grey Lady, who says, "Why have you entered my domain again?"
I feel like those of us who know Shay are just going to wait for Shay to speak.
Sure. Shay, unless you would like to.
No, Akka is not saying shit right now. Akka is very upset that he has to be here.
Shay will step forward and say, "Grey Lady, we wish to use your domain to fight a dragon." And you see this eye narrow for a second. It flicks over to you, Akka, and just kind of seems to glare at you through the dark.
I'm mean mugging right back.
Make an intimidation check.
Not like, classic, just I don't like you and you don't like me. Let's just get this over with. It's true. Ooh, that's actually 16.
Maybe he learned a lesson.
This eye bores back into you, and you hear, "I know why you would want to do such a thing, and I can agree to this. I will give all of you protection for my domains, nature, except," and the eye back to you, "for you, Akka, unless you've reconsidered."
Is she asking me to make another contract with her? What is she specifically asking me for right
Is
now?
Akka thinking this?
Yeah.
At this moment, you see these 3 iron girders, wrought iron, appear out of the darkness, almost like a door in the corridor, and then stretches to form this wicked-looking door. Already, you smell brimstone underneath, and you remember the last time you saw a door like this, there was a just wretched soul pinned behind, on which several of your companions had signed their names. And you would imagine, yes, it is a contract.
What is she looking for in this contract? Because previously it was safety within her domain, safe passage, in exchange for us killing the Tholdor, right?
In exchange for you deposing of the Tholdor,
Right.
and assisting her in regaining her home.
Which we've done tangentially.
Make an insight check.
So, like, what is she after now? 15?
As you stand here within the domain of the Grey Lady, you're not really sure what her motivations might be. But it looks like the same door. For the rest of you, if you wish, there is this glowing eye that is kind of just looking from one of you to the other.
Can Blue Bunny see what she's looking for as far as a...
Make an insight check.
That's 24.
You notice,
sorry. 25.
You notice beyond just this eye regarding each of you, it isn't so much, it settles on each of you. In Akka specifically, you see the pupil dilate, get much smaller when it does. But for everybody else, the glance seems to be almost behind them. And though you may not have a lot of experience with creatures that manipulate the mind or otherwise scry upon things, it's almost like she's checking to see if they're being watched over the shoulders of each of these people. Not really looking at you, maybe looking for something else.
Akka's not going to say anything as a implicit fuck no. not worth still. Like, I gave you memories. What else do you want?
You saying that?
Internally.
Sure.
I know what she wants.
You just hear
Then why don't you say it? 'Cause I don't know what she wants.
I have no idea.
the door just stretches back
what did
to
she
the
say?
wall and disappears very well.
I'm gonna write it down.
At this point, all of a sudden, at the very end, as you have been walking, it's like shapes materialize out of the shadows. And as you walk into the space, she says, "What you all do is important. Zystris should not return. But nor will I help you. I give you this space, but it is up to you to do what must be done." And as you enter further, let me pull up a little visual.
Hell yeah, the moment we've been waiting for.
Fight the thing, fight the thing, fight the thing.
I think she wants Gunter still. Because that's
Actually,
what she wanted.
yeah.
That's what she
Probably
wanted.
true.
That's what she
Actually,
wants. Obviously,
yeah.
because that's what she wanted before, and it's still the same. You know.
That's true.
Yeah, it's exactly that.
Look, it hasn't been that long.
So much for
like,
character 3 Gunter.
He'll be fine.
be
He's been through
fine.
worse.
He's like in some random location.
Aka, as you approach this space, the area that you see in front of you,
Oh shit, is it the Cold Forge
pass me the Cold
remake?
Forge. It is in fact the Cold Forge.
Oh,
you can
wow.
see. Give me 1 second
Are
here.
you gonna turn it on?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Whoa.
Were the batteries included?
Hang on, I gotta start it up.
Yeah, there's like a little pull tab.
The starter burner's not working.
Well, the thing that was kind of
gotta
special
prime
about
it.
Well, I was thinking that sometimes you have to
You need like a really small pen to
Pump it
blow or
3
something?
times.
It's got,
1, 2, 3. Turn.
although if you poke it again, it does. You can make it
There
do
we
like a
go.
pulsating effect.
It's like a rave.
No, you really can.
No.
There are 3 lighting effects. There's on, there's like the slow pulse, which is I think what's on right now. But yeah. So this is Aka. You have been here previously. This
little different,
is,
though.
though very different than the last time you went, the Cold Forge. There's no drop way from a walkway anymore. It's almost like that marble has spread out and become more of a floor. Ruins of walls now kind of form from the smoky elements of the walls. This is a different space, one that is forming a little bit differently.
I'm going to hand the goggles back to Aka.
Okay.
That feels important. Well, I don't know if it is or not, but
Yeah, because I'm still attuned to those
it's
right
dark
now.
enough down here now I can see well.
It's a self-esteem thing.
Thank you.
It's a self-esteem thing.
It's also, I mean, not super useful right now, but advantage on perception checks.
Shay takes out.
Those are my special eyes.
Shay takes out this iron flask. And I would say, yeah, sure. Your ears pop up. You've never seen a flask like this. It doesn't seem designed to hold liquid, and the face, this thing that's screwed into the top, it looks almost demonic, like a face that seems to be almost meant to guard or preserve something. And there are, though they are like etched out of the same material, there are like 3-dimensional chains that cross over it. It doesn't look like a drinking vessel, but Shay takes this, and you can do with that what you wish.
That's a little bar there, that drinking vessel thing. You can drink anything out of anything.
That's a good point. But she is going to turn to you, Aka, and just kind of say, "Can you break it?"
I can try.
She's going to kind of like pass this over to you. What I will say, give me 1 second.
Is she handing me the breaker?
Before
No.
Oh, okay. She's handing me the binder.
Yes.
Okay.
Before we start, I would also like to do a pre-combat thing. I would like to have some ants fall off my arm, and I would like to cast Giant Insect.
Oh my god.
So it says
got
you
horses?
may transform up to 10 centipedes, 3 spiders, 5 wasps, and 1 scorpion.
Okay.
Could we change that? Because there is an actual giant ant.
So the thing is, though, you don't have. Hang on, I love this idea. Let me look
I've been building these ants for a while, Joe. Come on, you gotta give me some.
These are well-trained ants.
I got ants in my pants.
They are a crack forest of.
I am antsy.
I love this. I love
Less good
So,
about
giant
fatting the
insect.
dragon with these people.
is what you're casting.
Giant insect, yes. You were right.
I don't think we're.
The worst
we're
pun in the
all-
world.
I know, but I wasn't
I made
expecting.
really bad puns.
Yeah, we'll just kind of do like a pass back
If
and
you
forth
want,
thing.
I would say you can make 3 giant ants.
Fuck it, yes.
Okay. So you watch as Akka sorry, not Akka, Oakfeld is like, and just like scatters little ants all over the ground. Some of them begin to crawl away, some of them kind of gather around his feet, and he begins to work on this.
You're right.
Sorry, all.
Sorry, everybody.
Sorry about that.
Just some Foley. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's the sound of ants.
The sound of ants becoming
It's
giant.
a very giant ant smashing
Taking a
onto the ground.
step.
Gosh, ants, huh?
Giant ants.
Get the horses.
Oh yeah.
Or the steeders.
Oh,
Bring out the steeders.
Well, the steeder.
Give us what the people want.
Let's do a big mosquito. Wouldn't that be fun?
Skeeters?
Yeah.
But I mean, Oakfeld's been pushing for the ants. It's gotta be the ants.
Yeah, it's
Gotta
like.
be the ants.
Oakfeld has been doing a good job. These are Chekhov's ants,
Joe's
right?
brand
Like,
new.
you make sure to mention
Feeding
them.
them.
Yeah.
There are
If you have
large
ants at
weird
home,
ants.
please send us your ants.
So
We could
this
use
is
some
the
ant
size
minis.
that they've done.
Oh my god. Those are large.
Yes. So the ants,
These are
as they
dire
grow,
ants.
you have all of a sudden you see in front of Oakfeld a line of about 30 ants all lined up, and Oakfeld gets down, kind of crouches down, and just kind of begins to speak and mumble. Every time he mumbles, 1 or 2 of them just drift away and kind of join the rest of the ants off doing whatever they're doing. And in the end, there are 3 ants. Oakfeld, you pick the best 3, the mightiest 3, the 3 ready to fight a dragon.
3 with the most honor.
And I would also
Esperel 2
like to just pull something out of the hat.
and Big Bug Joe.
Because I think
Go
the
for
ants
it.
need friends.
Roll a d10. Go get more animals.
Oh, God.
Yeah. This bad boy.
The Mighty Ants is the knockoff Mighty Ducks. There's a
10.
Walmart in the
Oh,
market.
man.
That's a 1. It's a 1.
So on your, it's on your sheet, I believe, right? I gave you the
you
item.
use the 30s.
I don't think
I gave
you
you the
didn't.
magician's hat, didn't I?
Yeah. You've got the
not-
conjurer's hat right there.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a good one. I just need to remember what it is.
No, it goes to 8.
Oh, sorry. So then.
Oh yeah, those are sharp.
What is it?
A brown bear.
Hell yeah.
Wait, what did you get?
You got a brown bear.
Oh, nice.
So
Suddenly,
Anybody else have allies we want to throw in here?
There's an ant.
Nope, I have none of this
Got
fun
some,
stuff. Sorry,
What class are you?
fighter.
What class are you?
Yes.
Way of the Drunken Fist Monk.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So you watch
Well done.
as Oakfeld suddenly takes off this silken top hat that you have all seen him acquire relatively recently, and get a man who is essentially, this
Richard
wild-looking,
Karn.
this wild-looking guy from Tool Time. He's a little out of place, but he whips it off. And you see these 3 giant ants part now in front of Oakfeld. And he reaches in and he yanks something out. At first, it looks like just a fist of brown fur. But then he pulls out a little bit more and the hat stretches. And you see this huge paw erupt out of the hat. And then an arm. And then Oakfeld has to step back as an entire brown bear tumbles from the opening before the hat pops back to its original form. And Oakfeld, you can just dust it off.
And he's going to point to each one and tell you the name.
This one is named Carpenter, this one is named Fire, and this one is named Sugar.
Carpenter, Fire, and Sugar.
Does the bear have a name?
Winnie.
Winnie. So you watch as Oakville assembles
It's
his
much
animal
better when
army.
they die.
This is where children's childhood memories go to die, it seems.
Yeah, that's pretty apt.
So are we gonna fight the dragon, or are we just gonna like?
So, without getting too technical, not sure how well versed you are in.
Always, we
Just want to fight
the talking. Yeah.
Shay
Yeah, there's
takes
a bit of a process.
Shay walks over to the forge.
What?
Shay
I'm gonna follow Shay.
Shay takes this flask and sets it down, putting it onto the coals.
Okay.
Almost nothing happens, and this is elemental fire fused with ice from the plane of ice, and it does nothing. It seems to almost not react. You see it shift and move a little bit. She turns to look at you, and she says, "You need to stabilize this while I strike it."
Like, physically, is she saying? Or, like, stabilize it in, like, chaotic, wild magic, sort of, like, stabilize the magic?
Okay.
Okay.
this?
Would my arm be able to withstand, given the material that it's made out
You
of?
gonna try it? You didn't build it.
But I know what but I know what the material
The worst
is.
you can do is just lose it.
You do, but like in moving
be
it,
the
you
first
kind of
time.
wiggle the fingers. This is beyond the mundanity of just the material.
Right.
So you would imagine it is definitely it's stronger than just the raw material.
Right. So, given what I know about the raw material and knowing that it's probably a little beefier,
Sure.
like, is that baseline safe enough where I can at least try it without melting my arm right now?
You could try it possibly without melting your arm right now.
All right, I'm gonna do like the pinky dip in the water to see how it feels first.
Make a fortitude save, or sorry, make a constitution save.
These guys are dying because I'm eating cereal. I don't understand what's so weird
What
about
is so funny about that?
Out of nowhere, like all of a sudden he was
it. Is it the oats that are funny? Is it the honey? It's the bunches. It's always the bunches.
not a sponsor.
Anyways, yes.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. You take your little finger, metallic as it is, and dip it into the cold.
And just kind of like hold it over and see, like.
You hold it over, and almost immediately the material does begin to glow, slightly warm, and you would imagine getting closer, it will get much hotter. It doesn't melt.
Okay.
Could you do this? Yes. Is there an inherent risk? Absolutely.
Right, but like, what are the alternatures right now? I don't think I have
Mage
anything.
hand?
I don't have it anymore.
Oh, I have mage hand.
Just use your fucking hand and burn it off.
No,
Yeah,
Brenna.
I agree with that.
Brenna watching this keeps wondering why Akka is not casting Mage Hand, and finally she walks up and she's like, Mage Hand? and Mage Hands is the thing.
Just pushed
Thank you.
You see this like
You know
ghostly
Mage Hand?
green
Oh, because-
hand just
Because it was not actually mage hand.
Right,
It was
right.
telekinesis, but I don't have that
Okay,
anymore.
well, lucky for you, this barbarian has one level of sorcerer.
you pick up this this item using your mage hand, and even using the magical appendage, you feel this item. It pulses with power. But you hold it in the coals, and Shay withdraws an item that you've seen previously, the breaker.
Before Shade does this,
Yes.
we should all be ready for what's about to happen, which is a dragon being released into this room.
We're all super excited.
Everyone
for
Really,
it.
why I'm just here?
Yeah.
It's like
It is like a Lion King's, like, it's just like rows of animals and people all ready to do combat. It's going to be chaotic.
I'm ready.
Shay, do you still need me? Or should I be ready to attack?
She looks over at Brenna, who's securing it. Be ready to attack, Akka.
Okay.
She turns and lifts this, and in this moment, all of the light, such that it is, draws into the scars along Shay's arm, and you all just see brilliant blue bolts of lightning. As the energy concentrates on her arm, she swings, and there is a deafening crack and a low rumble. Give me just 1 second. Oh man, this has been years in coming. Shay has walked around with this in her person for years.
And has used it like.
I am so
This
honored.
0 times.
Oh, wait.
The Iron Flask.
Right.
You guys got the first time you ever went to Skull's End. Yeah.
I thought you meant she was using the breaker. No.
There is a violent swirl of energy, unlike anything many of you have ever felt. But for those of you who have traversed across elements of the astral sea, there is a similar sensation of this timeless place that is just releasing and opening. You smell hot ozone, and then the filthy smell of something biological and unwashed for millennia. And as this huge burst of energy coalesces and releases, the shadows in this place seem to almost draw together and then ebb away in the brilliant light that is being shed from Shay's arm. You watch, and in this moment, both Shay and Eleanor, this flask not destroyed, Shay and Eleanor drawn with him. This is going to help us keep this a little
Shay and Brenna.
Shay and Eleanor.
Eleanor.
Yes.
You
So
know,
Eleanor
the
would-
two people who aren't here.
The two of them you see up into this flask, and as the smoke behind them clears, suddenly you see glowing in the light from this forge, gleaming off of scales that look almost like liquid silver, a massive beast. Let me go grab that image.
Hell yes.
Oh,
The
no.
moment we've all been waiting for tonight.
You fought a dragon before, and this one's a little bit larger than
Oh,
last.
no.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
This looks
up,
like
guys?
a Yu-Gi-Oh character.
Boom.
What's that Yu-Gi-Oh dragon called? The dragon.
Blue eyes.
Blue eyes white dragon.
My
Not
dragon.
confused with red eyes, black dragon.
Activate my trap card. Send him back to the shadow realm.
You see huge,
That's what I
and the elements of the skin, but you do see like separate scales as it like shifts and moves the head, whipping back and forth. When it moves, it's like the scales become like this liquid and then snap back to the body. The eyes like roll across, and you can see Akka being the closest to it at this moment.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, right in front of it. In the eyes, there is certainly madness. And then this voice from within just says, I have been trapped for so long. I don't know what I am. I don't know who I am. It stomps right over top of you, and it rears up. And I want everybody to roll for initiative. This creature is pretty angry. Can I roll the Akazai real quick?
Not really great today.
Begging chooser. Choosy beggar.
Goes off was a 5.
Well, I'm sorry that you used my die and
Cool die.
still have bad luck.
All right. Anybody natural 20?
Wow.
Look at that. Finally, leading us off.
I have advantage,
There you
and I
go.
rolled a 20 and a 1.
There you go. Look at that.
Proud of you.
Okay. So, anybody 25 to 20? 20 to 15?
19.
19.
16.
For Benet. Benet, 16. You said 16?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually,
15 to 10?
can I can, because it's, technically that's an ability check, right?
An initiative roll?
Is an initiative
It's not
roll?
an initiative check, it's an initiative
I guess-
roll.
Okay.
13 is for, and remind me of your name even though I wrote it. Okay.
Some say
then-
relay, depending
Yeah.
on.
I just keep thinking
your army
Aurelia
on your,
from Pokemon Blue.
initiative order.
Your army.
Damn.
It's so many
Come down
creatures
that
that are
road.
just over there. So,
There would have been more, too.
yeah,
I wanted the ants.
the way
Or
that this
Lorelei.
works,
Yeah.
Brenna, you are starting us off, followed by this dragon, followed by Blue Benet, followed by Akka, followed by Arale, followed at the very end by Oka and company. So, Brenna, as you are beginning to move, you recognize that at the same time as you move, something seems to be happening in this lair. But go ahead, what would you like to do?
I'm phased.
quick mechanical question.
Sure.
So my axe now can cast Sunbeam, which is delightful.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Can I do that
Shield
while
your
I am
eyes.
raging, or would I need to cast it?
This is an item.
Right.
So I believe you can just use the feature. I don't remember how clearly I wrote that, but you can use that while raging. That is the intent.
Use an action to cast the Sunbeam spell. Okay. All right. Well, I forgot you were a drow. Are you gonna be okay?
No. The answer is just no to the
All right. I don't think Brenna would cast Sunbeam with a drow around. All right. So Brenna's gonna rage.
Okay.
Rage.
Okay, that's cool. Shadowy tendrils lash around me.
I love 10.
The dragon needs to succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d12 necrotic damage. DC
man.
18, please.
Okay. Actually, it rolled really poorly. That's a 21.
So poor.
It rolled really poorly.
I also get 12 temp HP, which is better than that.
So as you rage, for a moment you wait for a voice to kick in behind you, but there's nothing. And in that absence, you rage, and there is this brilliant of energy. Which one? What did you roll? What is your wild magic?
It's a 1, so I've got shadowy tendrils now.
Excellent. So almost like the shadows in this place off the walls and ceiling coalesce around Brenna. They seem to form almost like a cloak that then splits and begins to writhe like tendrils. Anything else, Brenna?
Anything else? Yeah. I'm gonna just fly up next to him and hit him.
Smash him.
So you go ahead and put that under Brenna, move Brenna right up to the dragon.
Like,
Yeah, I think I'm just
in there.
up in there,
And all up in there.
as is my wont.
So Brenna leaps, using the axe to almost use as like momentum, and the head of this huge axe, bigger almost than Brenna, causes you to fly. It's like Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
And you leap, rising up like a good 3 or 4 feet above this dragon. What was your roll?
I haven't rolled yet. 22.
A 22. You bring this down, and you just barely hit. You see, as you bring it back, this eye darts up to see you, and you see, no! And the wing separates and peels away from the body. The skin rips, the flesh rips, the muscle rips, and tries to avoid the axe. But the axe cuts through the area that splits and hits true. You can see elements of the mercury erupts and sizzles. How much damage is that?
Min damage for a total of 12.
12. Okay.
Min
And then
12.
It's min damage.
damage. And then I'm going to use my extra attack, hit him again. 22 again.
22 again. Yeah, that hits.
And that's going to be 14.
A 14. All right. So 26 damage total. Anything else?
Tell us how it happens.
That's it. It's just like, my bones are so brittle.
Oh, muscular atrophy.
Let us play, everyone. Peace.
The only other thing she does is she's like, you sound like an old friend of mine.
This dragon, suddenly you see where you were like up above it, you can see the backbones, you see like the wings begin to furl, and then all of a sudden the wings shrink in and the head erupts out from the backbone, almost like reshaping itself from the liquid of the metal, and then it just swings, and again the head shifts into the body and the tail projects out, and it's going to use a legendary action at the end of your turn to make a tail attack.
Yes, legendary actions.
A 23 to hit.
Yes, a 23 hits.
That is going to be
Oh my gosh, this thing is big.
How long does that take to paint?
24 points of bludgeoning damage.
24 years.
This thing, very, very quick, 'cause it's just silver. It's silver. No, I did the eyes. You can see the eyes are painted to be like reptilian. There's like a tongue. There's some other like features, but really maybe like a 30 minutes. So this creature, the tail slaps out at you, but that is your turn, Brenna. That brings us to this creature's turn. So it regains its legendary action. And it, having just hit you, is first going to use its frightful presence. So the wings flap, and this creature just goes, I don't know who I am! I am forgotten! And you see like the liquid pulses, almost like you can see when you put ferromagnetic liquid onto a speaker, it becomes this ball full of spikes, and the spikes erupt out. And I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Is this a magic effect
This is
or
not.
spell?
Darn it.
Oh shit.
Wisdom save?
Wisdom saving throw.
Well, fudge.
Aka?
18. I'm going to use a flash of genius to make it a 23.
I'm sorry, did you say it was magic or no?
This is not magic.
Okay.
Okay, so 23, that is a success.
16.
A 16, Oakfield, that is just barely a success.
7!
That is a failure.
14.
That is a failure.
Oh, sorry. 15.
Natural 19.
Natural 19, that is a success.
Okay.
So, Brenna, Blue Bonnet, the two of you are frightened of this creature.
No,
of its
damn
frightful
it!
presence.
Oh, I'm so mad. It's right before my turn.
Sorry.
It's like,
Oh, it's almost-
literally this thing's fault.
I
My dice
You
are
can see
I
the
have
spikes
force
of the mercury
ratios.
suddenly contract.
That one.
The wings explode
I
outwards.
rolled kind of good in this game.
It wheels around, and Brenna, you're going to be taking 3 attacks from this one.
Yeah, What I get for
You're
using it
taking the
correctly.
first is a bite, and so the mouth erupts out of what, like an instant before, was its back. That is a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, you are going to be taking. Oh man, D10s.
Oh no.
That is going to be
No, you're fine.
18 points of piercing damage plus 14 points of poison damage. And then as it like rips into you, it is also going to, like, as it clamps its teeth around you, digging into your flesh, both of these massive claws rip up, and it's going to try to just shred you in its mouth.
But I don't want him to.
That is unfortunate.
That sounds
The first
mean.
attack is going to be a 24 to hit.
Yep.
The second is going to be less. That is only a 22 to hit.
But instead,
Alrighty.
doesn't do that.
You are
Yeah,
going to be
whoa.
taking
Fucks off somewhere.
Shit.
18
Level
points of slashing
17.
damage. Plus-
Are you having those or no? Okay, no, that's fine. I'm doing it for you.
Yeah. Welcome to level 17. We're probably gonna die.
Big hits.
Plus 20 points of slashing
Sounds like
damage, maximum damage.
mentally preparing yourself to die.
And
I have
that
been
is
for the
this
last,
creature's
30
turn.
sessions.
You see it bites into you, it shreds into you, and then all of a sudden, for a moment, you are in just a solid piece of metal before it explodes out into like 1,000 droplets of liquid mercury that coalesce into the dragon at your feet. You kind of whirl in this dark air, but that is the creature's turn. That brings us to Blue Bonnet. You are frightened. You see this awful twisting thing. You came to fight a dragon. This is liquid metal. But there it is, no more than like 60 feet. You feel almost unable to get closer. What do you want to do?
It's been a minute since I've been frightened. Am I able to make a save at the end of my turn to get out of it, or?
So, for Frightful Presence, at the end of your turn, yes, you absolutely may. One
Okay.
thing to keep in mind, as a monk, I believe, as an action, you can end one effect.
Oh
on
yeah,
yourself.
stillness of mind.
Oh yeah. Ha.
Do it.
Cool. Sweet. Well, I guess that will just have to be my action then. I'm just gonna double check everything.
Sure, yeah,
Make
yeah,
sure
yeah.
that's the only thing I am able to do. It is indeed.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm going to use an action to just like kind of calm myself. Blue Bonnet's gonna take like their flask out of her pocket, and she's just gonna like knock it back. You see like a glaze kind of comes over her face, and she's like, better.
In this moment, you can't get yourself forward. Yeah, you take out the little flask, pop the cork, and instantly you feel much better.
Take that off. Thank you.
I love that you're a fucking.
I'm a fucking Mondron, okay? But then I'm just gonna, kind of mosey on over this way here. Just give myself a better angle.
And so running very fast, but in
right, you're a
zigzag
monk.
patterns, you can see yeah, you've seen like Shay move very quickly, very straight. This is just as fast, but like all kinds of curvature, and it's not.
Also, it's not like a good zigzag. This is fuck.
You watch on the way by, they like careen into the pillar and like spiral off of it. But yeah,
Do they turn or do they juke?
it should be a juke, but this
That's what I was thinking.
this one it's more of like a collision.
It she runs into the pillar, but is like somehow still able to like kick her back feet off and does like this weird little twist off. Lands
Oh yeah,
on
the
her
little
feet.
bunny kick. Oh, so good.
And then
So elegant.
looks over
Yeah,
at
so
the
majestic.
metallic dragon and just kind of points at it and says, that there wasn't very nice, and casts Hex.
Okay.
Do you take magic initiative?
X.
A Fey touched.
And does it,
I love
doesn't
that
get a save
feat.
against that?
No, that's just a thing.
No.
Get fucking hexed.
All of a sudden,
I do have to choose an ability score
Yes.
that it has disadvantage on. And I'm thinking that a good disadvantage thing would be a constitution.
there you go.
I like that.
So you reach out, you say that kind of drunkenly. It comes out more slurred than you mean for it to, but you can see this creature kind of blinks away, and it's almost like the vapor of your breath gets into its eyes and sting at it. You can see this one hand paw at the eye, but anything else, Blue Bonnet?
I'm just gonna kind of lean back, take the last pull of my flask here, and kind of pat my pockets for anything else.
Sure. At the end of your turn, this creature is going to use 2 of its legendary actions, and you watch as it beats its wings, and as you say this to it, it looks at you and just says, "I'm coming for you." It becomes this streak of silvery energy that, like a ribbon, through the darkness and suddenly emerges right where you are. This is its wing attack ability,
Okay.
which means I need Brenna and Akka and Blue Bonnet, all of you please, or the 3 of you, to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Of course. Fuck. That's my dice. I should have taken lucky.
Dirty 20.
20?
I took lucky.
15.
23.
23. Akka, you're the only one who saves. As this creature becomes this ribbon of liquid metal, it slithers through Brenna. It's like it whiplashes you as it moves, and it slices into your calf. You spin in the air, and even through your rage, it hurts. This thing kind of like cuts through and cuts across. Give me 1 second here. That is only.
But you're
going to
further
be-
away from it, so.
That is only going to be, he says, before rolling.
Well, I rolled minimum damage. So that's only going to be 10 points of bludgeoning damage. And Brenna, you are knocked prone, which, as you are flying, means that you fall to the ground. You are taking an additional, as you are above the dragon, 11 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground at almost maximum damage, doing more damage than the blow itself.
Remember, if you were within 30 feet of me.
Blue Bonnet, I believe you are also
Am I
floored
within
as this
30
creature
feet?
suddenly erupts on top. But that is its legendary action.
There's no way.
No.
That is going to be Blue Bonnet's turn. That brings us to Akka. Akka, what do you want to do? Arle, you're up.
I am going to bonus action. Bloop. Echo form.
A bonus action. Bloop.
Kind of like up in this guy's space, thus giving myself flanking as I fly over here, casting haste to be like up in his grill. Thank you.
Sure. So you begin to run off in that direction, and as you do, it's like your shadow peels away and becomes another version of you up and behind it. There are now 2 Akkas, one light, one dark on either side.
And And so that's bonus action,
Then all of us
action,
are two
and then I'm going to use. There's about to be more too.
Oh god.
I'm going to use the extra action of haste to fuck it up with advantage because I'm flanking.
Yeah, I would give you flanking for those.
Great. Ooh,
That's wait, do I have these?
that's weird and also kind of
put that on?
terrible, but like on moi. I rolled literally a 6, 7, 8, so that's let's see, that's a 21 to hit.
A 21 is a miss.
Damn. All right. That's all I can do.
So you thrust forward with this arm blade and it strikes, but this liquid seems to almost swallow the arm, and you have to pull it away as it becomes more solid, afraid that it would almost cut your arm away, just like cleaving it off with its being.
Just like melding with
Yeah, basically. But you pull off in time, no problem. Anything else, Akka?
That's 2 actions, bonus action. That is it for me. I'm gonna. I guess it doesn't matter if I move out of its range. I'm gonna stay there then.
Okay. At the end of your turn, it is going to use another legendary action to take a tail attack against you.
Yeah.
This is going to be. That is a 31 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
Only barely.
Only barely.
Does
You
it
have a pretty
also?
high AC, to be fair.
Yeah, when you see
Is it
Sue,
also? Is it specifically hitting me, or is this a range thing where it would also hit my echo
Specifically
form?
hitting.
Okay.
This is only 7 points of bludgeoning damage. It just barely kind of hits you. You move out of the way, and as you divide into the shadow, it just kind of hits you right in the abdomen.
Ooh, my solar plexus.
Flying, you're able to kind of absorb most of the momentum. It's like Peter Pan when he goes like a kilter, you just end over end and then
I love that.
stop yourself.
Yeah.
But that is your turn. That brings us to Arlene. Oakfield, you are on deck.
Yeah.
Finally, she says. Goes and right for the chest. And DM, I have a question for you.
Sure. What is your movement speed?
It's 40, so do I even get there?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Because I've already did the
10.
math with my finger.
Okay, well then,
So you can get to there.
can I make a running long jump?
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Absolutely. Make an athletics check. Are you just trying to leap onto this creature?
Yes. Can I do an attack, or is that my whole? Is
This
that
would
my
be it
everything?
because you can't really make an attack when you run.
That's fine. I need to get in there. This
Make
will
an
be my
athletics
turn.
check. Absolutely.
We could use a bonus action to do an offhand
Oh, if you
attack,
do have a
right?
bonus action attack, you certainly could. Yeah.
I
You also have, action surge and things like that.
I do have that, but I do have action surge, but I need to be close enough to. Yeah.
Make an athletics.
well-
Make an athletics check. Let's see how close you get here.
Ooh, not one. So.
So you watch. You see this drow coming over, who just goes, finally. They the bangs out of their face. They begin to run. And like as they run, it's almost like elements of the liquid metal that have spilled across the floor. As you hurt him, little bits of the mercury scatter across little balls. It makes it hard for you to run. It's like you're running on ball bearings for a second. And you have to like kind of slowly walk to keep your composure. You make it over there, you don't attempt to jump, but you do make it your full movement.
Yep.
That is your turn.
Fuck,
Carly.
man.
Luna is on the floor, cast no judgment.
Yeah, that is your turn.
Haka's like,
saw
oh, I'm
that.
so glad
I
that we
command
brought these
all my
two
bonus
to help
actions
us
for
with
attacks.
this.
Okay.
I can only get this one's action to attack. This 5, 10, 15, 20.
Akka, from behind you, as you like end over end, stop yourself in your momentum. You look and you see from around the corner of the masonry
What does it say?
this huge ant just crawl around.
Wait, what?
The ant is the frightened thing.
Yeah,
But that's me.
Yeah, the ant is there.
Oh, also there.
yeah.
Yes,
same
but
size.
under you.
Sure,
Yeah, okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Here.
I'm not frightened, though.
No, your magic effect.
That
I'm
yellow,
hasted.
the yellow thing
Matt,
signifies the ant.
I see what's
The
happening
wolf is
here.
too big to go under.
Yeah, I got that part.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got...
So all of a sudden,
This isn't
Brenna, through your rage, you watch as an army of gigantic ants, like for you especially, already kind of small. These are huge, and they just crawl past you like an army, and then you hear,
Feld.
and you hear, as this bear goes
it's not
running
just
around
me.
to flank on the other side. Make an attack roll.
Yes, it is. It is. Okay. That is a 3. Plus 4, so 7.
You hear this little, and this little pincer snaps around the ankle, does nothing to a dragon.
Yeah. I mean, it's an ant.
But it's doing its best. That is the various animals, Oakfeld.
Yeah, and I just tell them to just keep attacking, so they want to do bonus, whatever.
No worries. You have action and a movement.
Because I am basic call just the nature was that.
Yeah, like
Then I'm
what?
going to throw a wooden arm spear at it.
Go for it. You reach your arm back, and for anybody watching, you see the arm lengthen out, become this long, jagged spear, and then he just launches it through the air.
That is a 17 plus 10.
So a 27.
Yeah.
It goes true, and you can see as the swirling elemental, mercury of this creature lashes out at Akka and Brenna and the shadow. Suddenly, this little toothpick of wood, right into the body. Roll damage for that. That's it.
Damn.
And is this magical?
I don't remember. It's been a while since I've actually.
Magical toothpick damage.
I mean, I am magical. I mean, let's.
You are.
Yeah, I don't know.
You damn. You're magical. You're a magical boy.
My mommy says I'm magical.
Honestly, I don't think it is.
Okay. So, for what it's worth, doesn't seem to do the damage that you want it to. But how much damage is that in total?
It is 9 plus 4, so 13, and then I gotta roll a d6 because we already did defense. So 2, so 15, and then whatever you have to take it off.
Yeah. So 7 points of damage. Okay. So, no problem. Anything else,
I
Oakfeld?
have a second attack. That is an 8 plus 11, 19.
The first little toothpick sticks into the metal. The second one just scatters across as the armor seems to harden over top.
So miss?
Yeah.
Okay, that's my turn.
There you go. That is your turn, Oakfeld. That brings us to the top of the round. This dragon regains its legendary actions.
Oh, sweet.
It is going to be Brenna's turn, followed by the dragon, followed by Plubanet. Brenna, what do you want to do? You can see this dragon swirling around on the other side of this legendary forge.
So I can only make a save to try to be not frightened anymore at the end of my turn.
Correct. Now, raged. Are you still able to be frightened? I can't remember.
I was just looking it up.
Charmed, right?
There are certain rages that are different, and there are some that do not allow you to be
Right.
charmed.
Like
I
bear
don't know
totem.
that. I don't think Brenna is that. So
That's the one.
you cannot
Yeah,
get
no, it's
closer while
it's
frightened.
erratic.
So what do you want to do, Brenna?
Well,
Just hit one of the ants to keep your rage going.
I don't need to because I have
Oh, right. So you have unending rage.
infinite rage or whatever.
Oh, when did you get that?
A couple level ups ago, right?
Oh yeah, it's a berserker thing where you can't be.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna fly straight up in the air and chuck a javelin at it.
Yeah, go for it. The little wings on your sandals
Yeah.
lift you flying up over this partially
here, just
destroyed
for
wall
Yeah.
to the top of this pillar.
So I have disadvantage, right?
You're frightened, so
And the dragon is within my line of sight because otherwise I wouldn't be able to throw a javelin at it. So keep it fair here. Oh, look at that. That's not too bad. 27 to hit.
27 hits. Yeah, damn.
All right. So
not that bad.
It's not that bad. This is a
level
javelin.
D&D.
So that's gonna be
Come up and just destroy us.
12 damage.
12 points of damage. Okay, and that is magical, right?
No, they're just regular javelins.
Well, doesn't
Sorry,
do as
bud.
much damage as you.
We're throwing toothpicks at this thing right now.
Nobody gave me magical javelins.
There's
okay.
just like little wooden toothpick, little metal toothpick. He's slowly becoming like a pin cushion. But in this moment, you see the liquid become to almost like a gas, and these two javelins, wooden and metal, to the ground, just kind of sitting there. So you can recover them.
Okay, and then so with extra attack, can I throw another javelin?
As long as you have a javelin, yeah.
Yeah, I have like 4 of them.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, that's gonna be 24 to hit.
24 hits.
And that is gonna be 14 damage.
14 damage.
It's not magical though.
And so again and again, chink, 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 these little javelins of various materials sticking into this thing like a pincushion. Some from Oakville, some from Bretta, but it sheds them like quills. Anything else, Brenna?
I would like to end my turn and try to make my save.
There you go. Make your save.
What flavor is it again?
This is a wisdom save.
I get advantage on wisdom saving throws against magic. Does this count
Is
there?
not magic,
No, okay.
unfortunately.
My hands get
Dirty 20.
As you see these little javelins pierce into the flesh of this creature, it doesn't react. You don't see it howl out in pain, but it reminds you that it can be hurt. And so you feel all of a sudden that fright leave you and just the rage take over.
Hell yeah.
Anything else? That's the end of your turn? That brings us to this dragon. However, at the end of your turn, it is going to make a tail attack.
Legendary.
Oh no, sorry. It used up wing attack. Those are 2 actions, so it cannot.
Yay.
However, it is its
suck
turn.
it.
It does regain its legendary actions.
Yay.
Uh-oh.
And at the start of its turn, it is going to look down.
No, not the ants.
Oh, this is not good. I don't like that.
Don't like when you do that.
If you're watching the stream, you can't see Joe's face right now, but it is a picture of childish glee. It's painful. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it when the DM
Aka,
takes out the
Lubine,
fucking measuring circle to be
the
like,
brown bear, and RLA, I believe all of you are going to be making Constitution saving throws. You watch the dragon suddenly swirls up and lifts about 5 feet off into the air. It draws its breath in, and as it does, you see first the jagged teeth fold in and get drawn down into its throat. The lips pull into its throat and get drawn, and the whole head disappears as it inhales. Yes.
The bear rolled 17 plus 3, so 20.
Okay. As it exhales, it is a liquid vapor of molten mercury that roils across the space. That was you said
20.
that is a
does it
failure.
count as magic?
That's a failure. Fuck.
This is not-
20's a failure? That's fucking high.
Wow.
Oh,
Goodbye, bear.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, bye.
what was it, a con save?
A con save, yes.
Con save. That's a dirty 20. I'm gonna flash of genius to make it 25.
That is a success.
God.
I got a 21.
That is a failure.
Can I use Indomitable to reroll it?
Again.
Jiminy Christmas.
It was worse.
So unfortunately, as the burst of scalding mercury erupts in a 90-foot cone across this space, all of you are going to be taking, all of you are going to be taking some damage. Give me one moment here to roll this on the computer.
Oh,
The 30
that's
feet,
never
is that
fun.
that passive?
Yeah, like if you have
like
less
7
than half
each.
health, then
Okay.
you regain, I believe it's half of 17.
It's like a healing.
I'm not at less than half
So
yet,
who
but I will
succeeded
keep it
on
in
that? That
mind.
was just you?
Yeah.
Aka, you are going to be taking... Ooh, right.
Don't write me. God.
Let me pull out my calculator real fast.
From the heat of this metal, you are taking 45 points of fire damage halved to 22, plus... Oh, no, sorry. That is all that you are taking.
Thank God.
For the other folks, this is the bear, this is RLA.
The bear is
And Blue Benet, actually, I believe you...
Blue Benet also failed. Blue Benet got a 20.
So you're taking this as well. You are taking 45 points of fire damage, plus 39 points of poison damage.
Oh my God.
You are also now considered poison.
No, I'm not!
Not you. But Aurele, you are considered
The
poisoned.
bear is probably dead, right?
Oh, if it's 45 bears dead.
45 plus 39.
This is a total of 82 points of damage.
Yeah, I bet.
Peace out, bear.
As
You
this
didn't do
mercury
anything.
breath roils and erupts
He took an
across.
attack.
You're gonna be in trouble, man.
Aurele, as this steaming metal burns into your skin, into your armor, into your hair, you feel
He has, like,
sick.
an aura
You feel like your mind is like on fire, and it's beginning to infect your stomach. You are poisoned.
What am I? 17. So
You are poisoned until you spend 1 hour cleaning this liquid mercury that is caking and hardening into your body.
So I'm poisoned for the rest of this game.
You are poisoned for the rest of this battle, for sure. Unless
Right.
there is some way to remove it through another means. There certainly exists in D&D. That being said,
I can't cast spells while I'm raging, so.
that is going to be its action.
I do.
It's perfectly content to stay right where it is.
Of course.
So that is going to be its turn. That brings us to Blue Benet. In this like liquid pool of mercury that is burning away at your fur and skin, what would you like to do?
Blue Bunny's gonna stand up.
Yeah.
Good start.
Half the movement.
Great start.
And is going to pull the quarterstaff up off of her back.
Sure.
Just kind of like slam it onto the ground, kind of like shake off a little bit, and you see sparks kind of ignite as she slams it down, a little bit of blue lightning. And she's just going to like kind of do the little like bunny teeth thing, like, and she's gonna attack the dragon.
Yeah, go for it. Make your attack roll.
A little stabby stab or a little punchy punch.
No,
It's a bonky bonk. Yeah. Please. The 3 kinds of damage: stabby stab, punchy punch, and bonky bonk.
Math.
Not as tough as Starfinder.
It
Matt.
is though, because I've got a lot of things here with an 18.
Oh, okay.
28, 31.
That is going to hit. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want me to roll my hits first, then my damage, or hit damage?
Hit damage, just because you have weird damage types.
Yes, I do. All right, so we're gonna do the basic staff damage first. That's going to be 14.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use the lightning ability of the staff, which gives me an extra 2d6 of lightning damage. For an additional 7 lightning damage.
Okay. And for what it's worth, that lightning damage seems to be the full amount. It doesn't seem to be halved like
right.
a lot of other damage is.
The staff is magical. Does the bonky bonk?
That doesn't seem to be halved either.
All right. Then we're going to go again.
Okay.
That one is going to be a 29.
29 hits.
I'm going to use the lightning strike feature,
Okay.
which is going to be a DC 17 Dex saving throw.
Okay. Dex save. That's pretty bad. 12.
Beautiful, that fails.
Nice.
I have 9d6 in my hand.
Get him.
Oh my god.
All right, so for the lightning damage part, we've got 5, 10, 15, 20,
Jeez.
26.
Jeez.
That's what we like to hear.
It's the record.
30, 34 points of lightning damage.
Nice.
Tit for
Oh
tat
my
right
lord.
there.
I felt that one.
That was
That
the
one
middle one.
far.
That was just a little less than it did with 88 poison damage.
Thank you. And then 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Then I'm going to spend a key point
Do it.
Okay.
to flurry of blows.
Yeah. there you
Jesus.
go.
Here we
So
go.
this is an
Bunny.
unarmed strike. So that's only going to be a 13, so that
13
fails.
is a miss. Yeah.
My second one, however, is going to be a 30 even,
30 even hits. I like Mont's gonna laugh at that.
and that's going to be an 11. And then hold please. I'm also going to, you watch as Blue Bonnet kind of like staggers back a little bit after making these attacks, and zhoops, back about
Classic monk.
30 feet,
Classic monk thing.
Yep.
which
They
is a
would be proud.
disengage action.
You disengage, no problem. Anything else, Benet?
No, I'm good.
At the end of this creature's turn, it's going to use 2 legendary actions. It sees you disappear,
Its
and
turn?
all of a sudden,
It's not its turn.
at the end of
Oh, okay.
it's a legendary creature.
Yeah.
And so at the end of your turn, it uses 2 legendary
Nice try,
actions.
though.
To turn, it snaps its head over to you and goes, "No, you don't." It becomes liquid silver, and you see it slithers through the window behind the cold forge and just erupts right behind you, blocking you off. Go ahead and if everybody within 15 feet of where it began and where it ended, which I believe is pretty much
I'm gonna die before I
everybody
get
but
another turn.
Oakfeld and Brenna. Everybody but Oakfeld and Brenna, please make a dex or a constitution. Sorry, 1 second here.
Oh, it did the.
And presumably I don't
Dexterity
get
saving throw.
presumably no reactions against it as it moves out of my range, right?
Correct. Yeah, it literally becomes like that.
Liquid.
What was it? Dex?
22 just barely saves.
Is it a Dex save or
This is it's a dex save, yes.
Okay, 29.
29 succeeds.
I'm within 30
I got a 15, but I'm gonna use Indomitable again.
on my
Okay.
turn.
Nat
And
20.
you're down too.
Let's go.
All right.
You have to be
So, you live
at half,
for another
actually, which like I'm sure you are, but which is like FYI, that's the other part.
Sarah, what did you roll?
Is that my save?
Yeah.
22.
Okay, all of you succeed. And in this moment, you are not knocked prone. You are not like cut apart by this liquid metal that moves almost like blades through the space and reconstitute itself right in front of you as you kind of like wobble over to where it is. But that is your turn. That brings us over to Akka. Akka, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna reposition my Echo,
Okay.
reposition myself, flying over hastily, and I'm gonna stab it a bunch of times
Your attack rolls.
at advantage with my flanking. That's gonna be 20 something, 25, 27 to hit.
27 hits.
All right, that's the first attack. So that's gonna be 8 points of magic stabbies,
Okay.
Every magic stabby helps.
and then I'm gonna use one of my unleash incarnations on it to do an additional melee attack from my Echo Forms position.
Yep.
Also at advantage. Does my elven accuracy work with the?
Not through
It's
your
never. Yeah, I figured it wouldn't, but doesn't hurt to ask. Ooh, nice. That's 31 to hit.
Yeah, that hits too.
So that's gonna be. That's actually more damage than I did. That's 14 stabby stabs.
Nice.
Then second attack is going to be a 23 to hit.
23 hits.
Cool. I'm going to use another. Actually, no, that's still part of the first attack because it's extra attack. So that's 14 more stabby damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my haste action attack.
Okay.
And that's like 31.
Hits.
And with that one, I'm going to use another Unleash Incarnation
Go for it.
for using my attack. Let me just mark that off.
That's a save.
No, I just have limited use, and I get to make an extra attack from my Echo's position every time I use the attack action. So that's 21 points total. Piercy, stabby, stab damage.
The 21 hit. Or no, sorry, I see what you're saying. 31.
Yeah, I just added the two attack hits together.
All right.
I can't see me because there's a big
So, Akka,
fucking dragon over top of me.
fly
literally on
over,
top of
and so quick are you in this moment. It's like your echo and you become like this one sort of being swirling around and through this creature. And as it reconstitutes itself, blocking you off, Blue Benet, you can see elements of the wings being like cut as blades pierce through, and it reforms. You see like the wings twitch and move each time, but it doesn't seem overly bothered by the attacks of Akka or Shadow.
Oh, really? My magic.
They're doing full damage, but
Okay.
it's not a ton of damage to this creature.
You know,
Take a minute
whittling
to take
away
this guy
at it.
down.
So,
Every stabby bit helps.
that is the end of your turn, Akka?
I'm going to use my bonus action to make another attack.
You can move the echo for free. It's not a bonus action to move it.
Yeah, once it's manifested, unless I teleport as a bonus action.
Right,
which I'm
that's
not
the bonus
doing.
action. Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm making another attack with myself. And that's going to be 27 to hit.
That hits.
And this one, because it's with my offhand, it doesn't get the damage proficiency bonus. So that's going to be another 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And that will end my turn.
There you go. So you careen into it and through it again and again and again. The wings twitch and move, and at the very end of your turn, it's going to use a legendary action to take a tail attack against Blue Benet. As it reconstitutes in front of you, it looks down at you and goes, "Where do you think you're going?" The tail lashes out. That is going to be a
He's so rude.
It's not a very nice dragon.
Yeah, he's a mean
30 to
dragon.
hit?
He's not like my friend.
Just barely.
Yeah, that is going to be 16 points of bludgeoning damage. As it,
Can I use Sentinel here?
Sentinel only stops if it moves.
Oh,
Yeah. However, yeah, it's a good thing to keep in mind because you can theoretically stop this thing. The only thing is, you've seen before, it hasn't provoked attacks of opportunity. That may not work against it.
see.
17, did you say? 16?
I think 17. I think I didn't write it down. Sorry. That is the end of Akka's turn. That brings us to Arale. Oakfelder on deck.
It's right on top of me now, right?
Range now.
Yeah, this creature
Within 30 feet.
just reappeared right over top of you. Its attention certainly on this bloodied and battered rabbit, but otherwise, yeah, it's right there.
She's gonna go, "Oh, perfect, right where I need you," as she turns around. And can I stack my action surge and extra attack?
You
So
certainly
I'm gonna
can.
take 6 attacks.
The thing that you do all of your attacks like you normally would, then use action surge and take them all again. That's basically how
Okay.
it works, yeah.
So I have to take all of them at disadvantage, which fucking stinks.
Why?
She's poison.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Wait, but
that's what
since it's
Okay.
flanking, does that
You'll be fine.
negate?
How is it flanked?
Because I'm flanking there. I guess not.
But she's
I mean, the
not.
bunny, maybe?
I would say no. Those are still in front. Yeah.
To also.
Someone get up in its ass.
Okay, so first one, 18.
Get up in that ass, Larry.
As
Get up in that ass, Larry.
Feeling poison, your sight, not really seeing it. It's almost like the creature is like, yeah, it's like two different versions. You swing.
Alright, we're gonna go at it again. 21.
This time, as it seems to almost form again, you swing straight overhand, clang down to the stone. That is a miss as well.
Fuck, okay. Not 20.
Oh!
That's a disadvantage. You rolled 2 20s.
Oh no, wait, fuck, you're right. No, 17.
That's how it works?
No,
If
20.
you roll 2 20s at disadvantage, that's still a natural 20. However, it doesn't happen very often.
No, it does not.
No,
I've seen it happen once
28.
ever in like 11, 12 years of running this game.
I've rolled 2
28.
ones at advantage.
On my last attack is a 28.
I did a 1 and a 2.
Bye.
Even through the fog of this poison, this creature is huge. It's almost impossible to miss. So go ahead, make your damage rolls.
Okay. 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. There you go. And that's including the frostbrand damage?
So is it 1d6 plus? Okay, so 9 plus 3, 11.
11 points of damage. Okay.
But I'm also gonna do this all over again.
Yeah. And so after
So
making
bear with
all
me,
those-
everybody.
Run it back.
Oh, it is worth it.
You swing. You miss. You swing again. Clang. You miss. You swing one
Feel
more
a little
time.
bit dizzy.
You cut into flesh. You pull back, and you feel this surge of satisfaction with dealing damage.
Wait, I forgot. If 19 or 20, your weapon.
You're a champion?
Yeah, I am a champion. Your weapon attack score on a critical hit through 18 through 20. So that means I did crit.
Hell yeah.
So
Nice.
Blah!
that was an 11. What is your the modifier to your damage plus?
11.
Damage modifier is +5.
Oh, plus 5.
So 6 times 2, 12 plus 5, 17.
So that's 17 points of damage. Very nice.
Love it.
Very, very nice.
But then it means I crit again.
Yeah. Okay. So roll damage again.
Nice.
Double the damage on the dice.
Okay.
Yeah. Champion. High level champion when you're critting on. Yeah. It's crazy.
5 plus 2 is 7 plus 5. So 12 times 2.
So only.
Only.
So you get 14 plus 5.
Okay, so 14 plus 5 is 19.
Nice.
19 more points.
That was on the first attack.
Very nice.
Run it back.
Natural 20 and natural 18. So
Let's go.
Birthday dice!
Worth noting. Worth noting.
Let's
All of us
go.
critted 3 times at disadvantage.
That's
yes.
That's
Amazing.
crazy.
I will take a picture of these dice because I'm not cheating.
I'm watching.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's-
Okay, yeah. Roll
we're
the
all
dice,
keeping you
double
honest.
the damage.
I buy a lottery
Okay.
ticket.
So
That's 11.
11. But plus 5 again.
So 11 times 2 because you've crit.
Yep.
So that's 22 plus 5.
Okay, 22 plus 5 is 27. On the second attack, everybody. 20, but also 2. So I also rolled a 20, but I rolled a 2, so that one's not gonna make it.
So in this moment, like
That
you,
was
you miss first, you miss second, and the third one, you like seal yourself. You can see this rabbit at your feet that's like almost bleeding out. You can see this like flying barbarian zipping by. You see 2 Akkas just like dipping and dashing through the material of the dragon itself, and you kind of use these elements of where they're attacking to triangulate where the creature really is. You don't see it there, but you thrust forwards and you pierce straight into the abdomen. Through the metallic elements, it doesn't have time to soften and split, and so you cut true and deep into it, and in that moment you surge with action and attack again and again, carving into this wound. You do a lot of damage to this creature.
I was not keeping track, but it
that
felt
was a
good.
lot. Yeah, that was
This is the meme with the lady looking up.
it's just a little under 6 on the map. Like,
Nice.
Wow.
I have never done that much
Well
damage
done.
in my whole fucking life.
Draw back and where you strike into this dragon, you can see like frost is holding the liquid metal into a solid form, and it begins to almost freeze. You can see it's been like intent on this rabbit, but now the eyes turn to you, and it just goes, "Foul being, what do you strike me with?" Is that the end of your turn?
That'll be a frostblade. Yes.
At the end of your turn, it is going to use a legendary action to take a tail attack against you.
Can I cast shield as a reaction?
You certainly can.
Okay.
You don't have to until you hear the dice roll, I believe. So you can
Yeah.
hold on to that.
Yeah, it's if you get hit, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is going to be 21 to hit.
No, I don't even need to cast shield.
So in this moment, like as you're kind of
shit.
poisoned, you like pull up an elbow, and as it strikes with this massive, the claw bigger than you are, your elbow strikes into the claw, and there's this like flash of spark. It like draws back, you draw back. There's no damage. You're able to almost parry this blow in this moment. You still feel poisoned. Yeah, it's gonna bruise tomorrow, but that is its legendary action at the end of Arle's turn. That brings us to Oak.
Okay, I'm going to move 20 here. I was going to cast Lesser Restoration. I mean, still am, but I don't think you need it.
Probably still need it.
Man, I could have I rolled so many 18s and 20s in that roll. If I wasn't at disadvantage, Just imagine.
Oakfeld's gonna reach out his hand.
Still got like
this.
She kind of recoiled.
Like in mid-combat, like,
touch me.
That's right.
And as he does it, the image of what you represent finally reaches his mind, and he says it. The mushroom is called the Veiled Lady. It's that mushroom that comes out of the ground. It has like these white kind of like spider webs going around it. Really cool.
I recognize that one.
And then I'll just take.
And so as he touches you, whatever it was that was inside
here for a
kind of making you feel sick seems to almost lift and rubs into the elements of like the webs at your shoulders, and then seems to just disappear. You are no longer poisoned. Less restoration cures that effect.
Thank you. That helps immensely.
That is your turn, Oakfeld? Anything with the animals?
Yeah, the animals. Yes. Help with the animals. Help with the animals.
I was trying to get the poison off.
I can attack with these.
Got you.
Yeah, make your attack rolls. These little ants crawl over up and around the pillar. One of them crawls up the pillar like 6 feet and then leaps over onto the dragon. Make your attack rolls.
We'll say the ants, the different thing.
Yeah.
I actually messed up last game, last turn. They have multi-attack.
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, that would make sense. The yellow ring represents a giant ant.
Oh yeah.
Just making sure.
We got past that.
Just making sure.
Here, I'm gonna make it easier.
That is a 18
It's gonna become
4.
That's a 22.
22, yes.
With a 22, that is just barely.
Okay.
Meets it, beat it, going to hit. So this ant, it crawls up the pillar and then leaps off, almost like a professional wrestler, crossing the distance like underneath Shade's Echo, and attacks aerially at this dragon.
That is a 10 plus.
Who's it?
This is the bite.
What?
What did I say?
Shade Echo.
Yeah. Oh, Akaza. Sorry.
Wrong night.
What game are we playing?
I know.
I mean, it's mostly Starfighter.
I'm very outnumbered right now.
Does it matter which one I choose, bite or sting?
No.
It does the same. Okay, I'm going to choose sting then.
Every time I
It's
see the word
10.
echo, I'm like,
Good thing I've got
Oh no, it's
Echo form.
It's 8 plus 2. Oh, so 10. Yeah, sorry. And then you have to do 22 damage, poison damage, or half as much poison damage on a successful DC 12 save, which will probably.
It's a con save.
Yeah.
That is going to be an 18. So yeah.
Yeah.
Still.
wait,
for an
was
ant,
that with disadvantage?
Oh.
good point.
Hex.
That is even better.
Sexy,
So,
hexy.
That is going to succeed.
Okay. Second ant attack, bite. That's a failure. It's a 5.
Still very impressed that your ant hit an adult
Dragon, yeah.
And now
It's literally an ant.
that was the second multi-attack. Now I'm going to do the second ant attack.
Yeah, but like big.
Yeah, but like
That's an
big
18
ant
plus 4.
compared to a big dragon is just a
Yeah,
regular.
so same again, yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
So
Like in
poison,
Ant-Man when he's like,
do the
that's a weird looking
Constitution.
dog.
And at disadvantage, right?
Oh, I had to do the damage.
That is going to succeed with over 30.
And that's no, that's not the right damage. Where's the 2?
You need a D8, my friend.
Oh, and you said that was poison damage, right?
Yeah. Why am I?
Interestingly, Oakfeld, poison seems to do no damage to this creature.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's immune to poison.
6 plus 2, so 8.
And so, Oakfeld, for you, it even makes more sense because, truthfully, you've seen metal as this poisonous material before. You're seeing it in action now.
I hate metal so much.
Yeah, and this truly is poisonous metal.
One more bite attack. That's a miss.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
So your ants, very effective, these giant ants, chewing into the feet and the tail of this creature. You hear them just snapping at it, but no problem.
And I'm just going to shout.
Begone, you metal beast! You have no control over nature's wrath!
Not even reacting to that. It turns its attention all focused on you. And it's going to use its final legendary action to make another tail attack against you at the end of Oakfeld's turn.
Okay.
What is that, too?
Oh, that's a
Is
D12.
that the poison one?
Which one?
No, that's not.
No.
I think it's just a.
It's just a regular
Hit.
like
The
Poison one.
That's a
with the-
19 to
the
hit.
Cone of.
You miss again.
So after Oakfeld casts Restoration and your vision clears, you can see this coming much better. You bring up your arm. You're able to parry the blow with just your armor, the magical armor that Aishelbus made for you. Too strong for this dragon.
Nice.
That is the end of Oakfeld's turn. That brings us to the top of the round. This creature is beginning to look a little bit worn. You can see as it attacks, no longer a solid piece of metal. It is dripping mercury away in places, and it's beginning to look kind of hurt. Brenna, what would you like to do?
All right, I'm gonna fly. Okay, I'm pretty sure I wasn't there. I was here, right?
Yeah. I just put you there,
How
so.
dare you?
didn't
So I'm gonna just
falling.
fly up next to it.
Flanking?
Can I get over there?
I think so. I mean, I'm on either side here,
Oh,
so
that's
if you
true.
just like join up there,
You just need to get next to the.
yeah, you can just get boop right
Over here.
there.
Yeah. Okay.
You can join me up here. Why? No, I put that down.
You want
there
this?
for you, so.
That's fine. All right. You can go ahead and
We're all
position
flying
as you like.
Yeah, this is like the Air Force.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna hit him,
One.
and so flanking means advantage,
yeah.
as we all know. That's a nat 20.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Game for nat 20s.
Brenna's nat 20s are.
It's it's so much math though. Okay, so
Yeah,
so
let's
it's
take a quick minute while Brenna
bathroom,
figures
right.
out.
so
math.
yeah.
We currently don't
No,
have
wait,
any
for, like-
sponsors, but if you ever thought about sponsoring us,
Texas Instruments.
That
pizza,
Give us some fucking
Sirenscape.
calculators. We need them for math.
I had it just up on your camera so that it could be a full presentation.
just Hero Forge, Sirenscape,
D4?
Texas Instruments calculators.
43 points of damage.
Holy
3 points of
seltzer.
damage. Nice.
It's not as much as a typical Brenna
No,
crit,
but
but
still,
I got a 1 on one of the dice.
Yeah, what was it? Last time was like 68.
40, what did I say? 43?
Respect.
Whatever it was.
Big
Yeah, I have topped 60 before.
Corkscrew through the air with this axe, now
Crazy.
light as a feather, feeling familiar in your hand, no longer the dragon bone of Glacial Dunath's grin. You swing and carve directly into this creature's neck, deep in, and as you pull away for the first time, you see flesh and blood before it back into metal. But it's beginning to look pretty hurt, and that was a good amount of damage.
Nice.
Thanks. All right, I'm gonna hit him again. Thank you for the support, Vincent. All right, that's gonna be 29 to hit
29 hits, yeah.
Juicy.
for 15 damage.
15 damage, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Things are looking a little better.
You carve into this creature twice, each hit in the neck, like carving swaths of this metal out, and it strikes the ground, hissing and steaming into the stone. But that is the end of your turn, Brenna, and that will bring us to the dragon's turn. It regains its legendary action.
Mechanics question.
Yeah.
Purity of body states you are immune to disease and poison. Is that the poisoned condition,
That
or
would
is that
include the poisoned condition. Yeah.
does that include poison damage?
I do not believe that includes poison damage. But good question.
Excellent question.
So, this creature regains all of its legendary actions. Its head whips around. First of all, does it regain its breath?
Oh, my hands.
Oh, I
It
hope.
does.
Oh, we don't like
This is
that.
a lovely place for it to be for us, too.
No. No, we don't like that.
Love this.
No.
Oh no, it's Joe's
The only,
royal.
this is the royal week because you're the only one.
I'm kind of
Wait, my
under
hands are
it.
good
Does
fit.
that make a
So,
difference?
well, here's the
It feels like it should, right?
Yeah, we're all flying.
Arlie,
Yep.
this, you have Sentinel, correct?
Yes.
So all of a sudden, well,
Does the dragon know that though?
it doesn't, but it becomes liquid anyway, so I don't think it's going to matter. 'Cause for a
Flash.
second, you would have really had a chance. It is going to shift around
Of course it does.
As a legendary action.
here. Nope, this is its movement.
So do we get
Do we get attacks of opportunity? Oh, no,
Creatures,
because like
again,
even if they use a
It becomes
disengage
just like
action.
liquid ribbon. It's not using disengage.
Fuck.
Oh, so it's just like a natural feature of this thing is it can't take it can't be attacked by opportunity.
Correct. The other thing
That's unfortunate.
to take into consideration
that
here,
Yeah.
every single creature on this table can go ahead and make this needs Mercury Constitution saving throw.
Is it? It's getting all the ups and the downs of us.
Oh yes, this is a 90-foot cone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna spend a key point and re-roll that.
What are we? What was the save?
Constitution.
I'm going to use what's that thing called? I'm going to use Tides of Chaos to give myself advantage.
Yes, please.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's one of those.
Whatever, man.
We'll find out in a second.
Okay. Does that mean?
What was your roll? 4. Okay.
21. I'm going to use the reaction to make it a 26.
Okay.
22.
Everybody succeeds.
Nice.
Your ants, I assume, are just destroyed by this because
Their constitution is probably kind of piddling. They're ants.
But check that out. For all of you, you are still taking damage.
Yeah. I was gonna think I was.
They could roll nat 20s.
That's what I thought I was gonna do.
As it breathes in, you can see what looked like the liquid mercury of blood dripping down onto the ground suddenly reverse directions, as if gravity reverses and it drips back into the wounds of this creature. You see it begins to glow, and the places that are carved out in its stomach from your various attacks, a molten core of metal erupts out in a cone. Everybody on this board takes 53 points of fire damage, halved
Oh, thank God.
to 26. With the exception, Brenna, are you wearing the circlet?
Yep.
Then you are immune to that damage.
Nice.
The ants have 52 points of health.
Gone.
Sorry that I used Tides of Chaos.
Because that is the fire damage.
Oh, plus. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Plus,
Got it.
the ants, the only ones to fail, all take an additional 36 points of poison damage.
so they're
and
just-
What's the first one?
they're
27?
poisoned.
26.
Just get rid of it. Get it.
So
Ants are gone.
it erupts across this space. You see elements of the stone burned away, the pillars scorched. This liquid hot mercury steams across the space. The ants instantly you hear the carapaces pop and crack as they instantly die and sizzle and burn away into nothing. However, that is that creature's action.
Cool.
It is going to. There's action. That is most of its movement. Not even really, but that's what it's going to do. That is its turn. Cool. That is going to bring us to Blue Bonnet.
All right.
Get him.
Hex still stands.
Oh, that's impressive.
Oh, that's what you. She was like feverishly researching something. Yeah.
Just like, I've been hit a couple times and I've been rolling and this time it hurt.
You're doing it.
All right. Cool. Didn't think I was going to survive that, so I didn't really think about what I was going to do. So I'm just going to go over there and hit the thing.
There you go. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Yoink. Blue Bonet's going to go behind.
Yeah.
As one would.
So limping through the damage of this, dripping with liquid molten metal that is pulling your flesh and fur away as it rolls down your body, you make it behind this creature.
I will miss you.
Oh, shut your mouth. I'm not dead yet.
All right.
I love this character combination.
That's a miss on both times, because that was with advantage. A little bit better. I got a 24.
24 hits.
So with a 24, that's going to be 15.
15 points of damage. All right.
All right, and that's that. And use the thunder feature of my staff.
Okay.
Just needs to succeed on a DC 17 Constitution saving throw or become stunned until the end of my next turn.
Sure. It is a natural 20.
No, you hate it.
With disadvantage.
What?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yes.
Roll a
It is
natural
now.
17 for a total of 31.
Okay, well, you gotta try.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, spending a key point to do Flurry of Blows.
Your sword is
Wait,
magical.
it is.
Also,
You got a frost.
mechanics question.
Oh, is it?
Can I,
I don't know.
on my Flurry of Blows,
say
use
You do 4
Stunning Strike?
You absolutely can.
Cool. We're gonna spend another key point on top of the Flurry of Blows to do Stunning Strike.
There you go. Yeah, you can, as long as it doesn't interfere with your action economy, you can bankrupt yourself with key points on one turn.
Sweet. I'm gonna do that again because that was a failure.
There you go.
All right. So that one is a 17. That one is a 9. So we're gonna do the 17 with math. It's gonna be a 30.
That hits.
DC 17 for that Stunning Strike.
At disadvantage.
Yeah.
It'll be close. What is the DC? It's a 21.
21. It beats it. And that's going to be 7 points of bludgeoning damage for that last round.
All right. Anything else?
That's it.
So you watch Blue Bonnet covered in blood. This like very cute looking.
Oh, I lied. That's not quite it. Gonna disengage and then is going to kind of
Hop along.
hop along and like just kind of like lean up against the pillar, just like trying to take cover here.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do I have cover with this, or is this?
If you were to get to the right side of the pillar, the side of the pillar closest to you as a human being, you could probably get covered.
Right here?
Yep.
Let's see.
Okay. And then because I'm in Oakfield's aura, how much do I get? Is that
Yeah, you
8?
took 26 points.
Say again.
Oakfield's got an aura thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
healing aura.
Do you have less than half? Then you gain half of 8 or 9. I don't know if it's rounded up or down. It never actually says.
Down is usually what you can assume.
Well, every little bit helps, dear.
So you dart away after landing those strikes, disappearing over there. However, at the end of your turn, this creature is going to take 2 of its legendary actions, and you watch. It becomes like liquid ribbons. And as you scamper over and turn,
Oh, no.
you see the face roaring up as it takes its wing attack. I do need Brenna.
Well, now is it within 5 feet of me? How can you sentinel then?
So that is when you have an attack of opportunity.
No!
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't
The
understand.
reason that I
D&D,
gave you that was if you had fought this creature up in Kulturam, there was a whole. I'll show you guys at the end of this.
Okay.
So, it is going to first of all, Brenna, make a dexterity saving throw.
Can I see this effect?
You can. This is this creature rushing at you, all of a sudden becoming from a dragon of liquid mercury into like a million ribbons of the stuff.
19.
19. This swirls through and by you, and you are going to fail and take. Wow. Okay.
I don't like that.
No,
like
bad.
I do like
Hooray.
You are going to take 13 points of slashing damage as this liquid metal slices through as it goes by. Suddenly, as you turn around, the dragon is right behind you, Blue Bonnet. You have not gotten very far from it. However, it does not attack you on this legendary action. That brings us to Akka. Arle, you're on deck. Akka, what do you want to do?
Cool. I'm gonna reposition my echo form, and I'm gonna. I'm there. I'm attacking it a bunch of times. So first attack is gonna be a 24.
24 hits.
And extra attack with the first attack is going to be 29.
29.
So I'll do those 2
Cool though.
attacks real quick. That's going to be... Ooh, nice. That's... Sorry, one sec. 13 plus... 27 points of magical pierces.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my Unleash Incarnation a 3rd time to do an attack from my Echo Form's position.
Okay.
That's going to be a 28.
28. That is a hit.
and that's going to be another 10 points of piercy, magic piercy.
Okay.
Second attack.
This dragon, for what it is worth, is beginning to look a little rough.
All right,
you can
cool.
see now again the flow of mercury no longer just dripping. It's like elements of it like float off and then evaporate into the air. Elements of this beginning to fade into the ambient environment.
I'm going to make my second attack. That's going to be a natural 20.
Oh, love to see it. Roll your damage.
All right.
Baka kills it. He needs a win.
That's going to be 13 points of magical piercies.
13 points of magical pierces. Okay.
And then using my final Unleash Incarnation, I'm going to make another attack from my Echo Forms position.
Do it.
That's going to be a 30.
30 hits.
That's going to be another 9 points of magical piercing damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to make another attack.
Do it.
That's going to be 31
That hits.
for another 9 points. Sorry, because it's the bonus action that's
He's monking.
8? No, sorry. This is like the easiest math of the night, and I'm like, what the fuck? Yes, 5.
You're like multiplying things.
Watch
Just like
Akka and his echo carve in again and again and again. Just like these two shapes drifting through the darkness at lightning speed, cutting into this metal again and again and again. The creature is beginning to dissipate and drift apart, but still it stands.
I'm going to use my action surge
Sure.
to do another action,
Yeah.
and I think I'm gonna. So, I don't think I'm gonna do this, but I'm just curious at this point. Could I heat metal on the creature
It has to be an
itself?
object.
This will be
Right. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. In that case, I guess I'm gonna shatter it
Okay.
because it has disadvantage on con saves anyway, but it's also made of metal, so it would get disadvantage on con saves. So
So we have to read the text of that.
I think
Each
because
creature in a 10-foot sphere centered on the point may cause a saving throw. Okay, so disadvantage on the con save. What is the DC? It is going to be not great.
DC is 19.
Okay, that fails. That is an 18.
Nice. Okay, so it's gonna take. Let me see. 5d8.
You're upcasting this?
Yes, I'm using my upcasted spell because I want to try to finish this thing off right here. So let's see. Need one more.
Good.
All right, here we go. Big damage. All right. I like the numbers that I'm seeing here.
Good numbies.
Good numbies. I got 2 8s, a 7, 3, a 1. The 1's not great, but 16.
That's 20.
27. Yeah. 27 points of thunder damage.
So you carve into this thing again and again and again, and as you see it beginning to like drift and fall apart,
Figure
so
it's, like,
confident are you?
bursting
You like
from the
reach out,
inside.
you see the center point where like all of this mercury is drifting away. All of you see it vibrates before this little mode of light happens, and then you hear like a brief snap before crack. There's this loud shatter. The mercury bursts apart before back into the dragon form.
that
It
almost
is
had it.
not down, but
Damn.
hurt. Anything else, Akka?
That's everything except my movement, but I'm gonna stay there because I think now everyone can fly.
No worries. Blue Benet.
Yes.
It is going to, at the end of Akka's turn, use a legendary action to take a attack against you. That is a natural 20.
No, the worst case scenario.
It's such a pretty dice too to kill you with.
Why is it?
Oh, hang on. let's see what this does here. This is going to be
Gets
just...
character.
It's fine.
Akka was just stabbing it.
That is 24 points of bludgeoning damage.
I am still up.
There you go. As it is being hit by Akka again and again and again, you see the head
Thank you for that aura.
turn, and it just goes, stop it, and it slams you with the tail almost incidentally, whipping you into the pillar, but still you stand, Blue Benet. That is the end of Akka's turn. That brings us to you, Arale.
Also, question,
Yes.
real quick. Have you been counting my unarmed strikes as magical damage?
I have.
Okay.
Yes. We have a high-level monk in our group. Arale, what do you want to do?
I am going to do the same thing I did last time and stack my extra attack and action.
All right, now.
This time, not at disadvantage.
There you go.
Yeah.
At advantage because of
'cause you're
flanking.
flanked.
Yes. So roll 2 dice, take the higher of.
Oh, I didn't look at that one. I don't know if you saw it.
I didn't.
Okay.
Those are pretty dice.
They are beautiful.
Birthday dice.
21.
21 is a miss.
That's okay. We can do it 6 more times. Well, 5.
is.
I crit.
Nice.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll your damage. Yeah,
20 is a crit.
you get 3 attacks and an attack
It's
action.
18 at
Yeah, 18
Yeah,
through
champions
20.
get 18.
I didn't know you already
at this high
had that. I
level.
thought you were just doing 19s.
We're level 17.
No,
baby.
this is 18.
High level,
I thought that was
all
the level
enchanted.
20 level you get that.
No.
So-
17.
So
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's
8 plus 4.
So, well,
8 plus 5?
so you got gotta roll 2d6.
Yes.
So you gotta roll another d6.
Thank you for walking me through this.
All right, and then double this.
10
Plus
plus
5.
5. 15 on the first one.
Nice.
Okay, so that's 2 out of 3 rolls. This one's not gonna be good. 19.
That is a miss.
That's okay. Okay. First round of attacks.
There you go. The first one misses. The second one hits hard. You hit straight into the chest of this creature, and as it finishes striking you, Blue Benet, suddenly the head, the face disappears. You just see like the vertebrae for a moment, the metallic vertebrae before they also retract. The head bursts out right in front of you, and you can just hear this creature just go, and it just like the eyes bore into you. Go ahead, take your other attacks.
Picturing like a Matrix mirror thing.
I've got
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
Blue Benet. Trust me.
I don't know you.
Literally never met
28.
before.
28 hits. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
Okay. This is so hard for me. I don't know why I can't do 2d6.
You're doing great.
4 plus 5 is 9.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Let's go.
Am I counting how many 20s she's had?
It's not 20s, but anything above an 18
Yeah, well,
is
I
good.
mean, like any,
No, it's still
any
there.
sort
It's
of-
had a
was
few
a
20s.
20
It's an
for
actual
the
20.
record.
Again, I just want Olive to use my dice to have some of that rub off.
Okay.
I'm rolling better than I do for Starfighter.
4
Please
times
don't
2
count towards the tallies.
is 8 plus
Unless you
5
want 'em
is
to.
13. I think that was my last attack.
I think you have one more.
You have a bonus action too.
I do have a bonus action that I'm going to use. You're talking about this one, right? That I scored off?
And you're hitting this creature again and again and again. The head now turning towards you. You can see elements of the metal dripping away, hitting the ground, and sizzling and hardening into the floor. It's really hurt.
Well, I got a. Does a 28 hit?
28 hits? Yeah, still.
7 plus 5. 12.
12.
For the bonus action, you can do an unarmed strike because the short sword's a single-handed weapon.
Okay. This creature's
Well-
looking pretty rough.
Okay.
Anything else?
I was going to heal myself.
Oh, I would
but-
heal yourself. Yeah, do that.
So, as my bonus action, I'm going to regain 1d10 plus 17.
There you go. Second
I'm gonna-
wind.
Yeah.
You take a moment and then you could almost hit again. You look, it doesn't look like it's about to die. It's going to hurt. But you take the second, take a deep breath, and get ready for another round. There you go, Arle. That is your
Benet,
turn.
hold on.
And Blue Benet, at the end of Arle's turn, you can see as the head disappears, the tail reappears right where the head was. It draws back, and you are going to get a tail attack. That is going to be a 24 to hit.
It's okay. It's gonna be okay. Don't you worry. We got tricks up our sleeves.
Do we?
Tricks are for kids.
That is 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Peace.
There you go.
Bye.
And
You're okay.
Raj,
It's fine.
as Arle goes,
Don't you worry, baby.
"Renee, trust me." Right into the wall, and you watch the rabbit crush into the stone pillar and then drops down unconscious at the base. That is the end of Arle's turn. That brings us to you, Oakfeld.
Okay, I am going to move up and attack it.
Yeah, go for it.
At advantage because of flanks.
Yes. That is a 17
Okay.
and an 18 plus 11.
So it's gonna hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. That is a 1 plus 4, 5 plus a d6. That's a 9 for total damage. Second attack.
Nice.
That's a 10 plus 11, 21.
21 misses.
And that's a 17 plus 11, that's a 28.
That hits.
Okay. That's a 5 plus 4, 9, and that's all the damage for that. And now bonus attack. That is a 7 plus
That's gonna miss.
17. Miss.
That is a miss. But that last attack, as you drive again and again, everybody now streaking through it. You see Akka and his individual. You see this monk before she's knocked unconscious, striking again and again. This drow, this last minute addition to your team, just a swirling melee of damage in the middle. And then Brenna carving with this axe, huge chunks cut out of this creature's neck. You take these tiny little bits of damage, but where you do strike, it seems to strike hard. These elements seem to almost stick within.
Scream at him.
Free action.
I know the metal cannot be trusted, and you must go back where you have come from.
Okay.
No, we
You
can't.
yell
We don't
at
want him
the
to do
dark.
that. 'cause
Doesn't even know.
That brings us to the top of the round. At the end
Go
of your
back to the
turn, you
before
actually,
box.
at the end of your turn, what it will do is swirl around, and it's going to take an attack of opportunity, not attack of opportunity, a tail attack against Arle. That is going
Get
to
off
be
me, bitch.
a 25 to hit.
Bless you.
I dare.
A 25 hits?
Shield. Nope.
Nice.
Nice.
So the tail swings around, you pull up your arm, you see at the last minute the tail will snap your arm at half, the momentum of it. So you crunch your eyes closed and you, this magical shield that Aeshelweiss taught you how to cast erupts from your otherwise non-arcane features and protect you just enough. Your whole body, like 3 feet forward with the momentum, but you stand. Brenna, what do you want to do?
Fuck this thing up.
From where you are, Brenna, this creature is badly hurt. It is dripping apart. It is drifting into gas and sublimating into the air.
Yeah. I'm just gonna come a little over this way until I'm flanking
Sure.
Akka. And I'm gonna hit him.
Fuck him up, please.
Natural 20.
Wow.
Good for you.
Damage. Damn.
Okay.
Number of crits.
Everything's gonna grind to a halt while we mash.
Yeah,
Fun game.
fresh dice tonight, everyone. Well done.
Fresh dice. Okay, so that's 17, 34, 45 damage.
Brenna.
Yay!
2 hit points left after Oakland.
Nice.
Wow.
I'm gonna cut its head clean off.
Okay. You fly up into the air, and as this creature strikes Blue Benet, who's crunched into the pillar, and the bloodied, furry body just drops to the ground, you rise up over top with this axe held in both hands, and as you raise it over top, whatever these dwarvish elements that are embedded into this new hilt seem to almost suddenly glow out in the darkness in your hands, and for just a moment you feel like there are these other dwarven hands over yours, and you carve down, severing the head from the body. This head, as this creature roars out, the roar is cut short, and this entire creature vibrates violently before into just a cloud of liquid metallic particulate that drifts into
Oh man, that's so bad.
fades down into the stuff. And for all of you, I will take you out of initiative.
Yeah. Aka's gonna go down and cure wounds on Blue Benet.
Sure. So you drop down to the ground, breathing hard. Your echo dissipates, and you channel that energy into Blue Benet. Blue Benet, the worst hangover of your life. You come to, you have broken bones. I mean, there is blood caked into every element of your fur. One of your eyes opens, but the other is like tacky and hardened shut. You're in rough.
7 points of health back for you.
The eye crusts open.
Ew.
And you can see again.
We did it.
That's what Akka says.
Well, that's just wonderful. Is the corpse visible? Or is there just like gas?
The corpse
As you look
evaporated.
around,
Sorry.
it is just gas. But what I will say is, Blue Benet, go ahead and make an investigation check.
With your crusty eye.
Only fair.
Climb up onto your like elbows and knees from
You find a thermometer, an old school one.
15.
a 15. You do see on the ground there are here and there like hardened elements, not hardened but kind of congealed little puddles of mercury that have like pooled in the little divots of stone on the floor. And you could, in theory, gather it, but you remember touching this before and it poisoned you. You probably want to be kind of careful with that.
Blue Benet takes their backup flask,
Yeah.
which has been empty, unfortunately, because they use that one as the
Yeah.
bolstering one, and like tries to scoop some of it up.
With no problem in that investigation check, you scoop up a little bit of this mercury, fill your flask, and you feel pretty confident you have the reagents you need for your task.
Having made sure that Blue Benet is not dead,
Yeah.
Akka is then going to immediately turn his attention to the binder. And
Yeah.
where the fuck did Shay and Eleanor just go?
Looking over, you rush to the binder. The iron flask has cracks in it, and it shakes, even now, very slightly. Think about like a Pokeball when it's still kind of
Yeah.
catching in. You see it's just kind of...
Don't get those stars yet.
continues to move.
You gotta shine. Like,
Shay?
release a Pokeball.
Before I actually do anything, because again, don't want to do things rashly and accidentally kill Shay and Eleanor in there, figuring out the best way to get them out of the binder back to our position without destroying
binder,
it.
badly cracked.
Yeah.
It's like pushing it off this table would complete that process. It's really as if all you need to do is finish this and they will be returned.
Okay. I guess. Can I just shatter it?
I thought you were
I'm
like,
gonna shatter it.
No problem. You reach forwards and you cast Shatter, and as the calligraphy-like glyphs drift off from your arms towards this sort of urn of iron, because it is 10:39, this is where we're going to stop for tonight.
Dang, you're
But
fat,
Kara
you're
and
fat.
Olive, thanks for joining us.
So
Very
fun.
impromptu. For those of you who don't know, Kara and Olive joined us on like an hour plus notice, like very, very short notice. So thank you for that.
Really, don't forget, she rips.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys defeated a 3,000-year-old mercury dragon that had gone insane from being captured in a lightless iron box for millennia.
Thing.
Very well done.
Right?
Yeah, honestly, like Olive feels bad for that one. Arlen,
Don't feel too bad.
It's a rough time.
Really, just needed some good therapy.
Yeah. But
Maybe we could have just like talked him down.
we are going to be back next
that
week for
diplomacy
more
check.
adventures in Alberon. If you can't wait that long, on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time,
Pew, pew.
tune in here for some Starfinder. Dan will be there. Matt will be there. Kara will be there. Olive will be there.
No, I won't be there. I'll be at work.
And I might be late.
And Matt might be a little bit late.
I will be on time.
Most of us will be there. Dan might be on
gonna
time.
be
I'll
on a
definitely be on
plane.
time. So we'll see you next week. Please stay safe out there. Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Stay safe
What
out there.
Matt said.
Stay
See you next week.
safe.
Bye.